4 players, including one of their top pitching prospects, Vincent Velasquez. And the Yankees sent lefty reliever Justin Wilson, guaranteed, to the Tigers for a pair of minor league arms. One of the last pieces of business today, the Rule 5 draft this morning. You never know where lightning may strike. All-stars like Jose Bautista, Johan Santana, Josh Hamilton, and Jason Worth have gone through the Rule 5 draft, along with one Hall of Famer, that Roberto Clemente fellow.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. He was a Rule 5 pick from the Dodgers back in 1955. For Chicago. Next up for the Celtics, though, the Golden State Warriors. They've had a pretty good start. Hornets hounded the Heat 99-81, a triple-double for Nicholas Batum, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. It still counts. It's the 5th of his career. Grizzlies tripped the Pistons 93-92. Matt, 1.1 seconds left to win it. Boy, the Packers over the 109-103. James Harden had 42 points. His beard had 9 rebounds and 7 assists. Sun shaded the Magic 107-104. Brandon Knight scored 17 of his 21 in the second half. Alex Len from Maryland had a career-high 20 points. Raptors stopped the Spurs 97-94. DeMar DeRozan, 28 points. That snapped San Antonio's 4-game winning streak. Clippers passed the Bucks 109-95. J.J. Redick, 31 points, 6 for 9 from three-point land. T-Wolves tipped the Lakers 123-122 in overtime. They got 37 from Kevin Martin, 17 of those in the fourth quarter, while Karl Anthony Towns added 26 points and 14 boards. Jazz blew through the Knicks 106-85. Gordon Hayward led the way with 24, and the Hawks down the Mavericks 98-95. They held Dallas to 36% shooting, Mavs' lowest account of the year. Paul Millsap had 20 points for Atlanta. College basketball, number 1, Michigan State manhandled Maryland Eastern Shore 78-35 to improve to 10-0. Spartans' best start in 15 years. The last time was 15 years ago when they were the defending national champions. They won 12 straight. Number 2, Kansas clobbered Holy Cross 92-59. Wayden Selden Jr. had 15 points. Brandon Green, back from his suspension for contact detrimental to the team, scored 14 off the bench. Number 5, Kentucky crushed Eastern Kentucky 88-67. Alex Poitras, 21 points and 13 rebounds as the Wildcats rebounded from their first loss of the season. Number 11, Purdue. Number 13, Arizona. Number 15, Providence were winners, but number 21, Vanderbilt lost at home to those Dayton Flyers, 72-67. Flyers now 7-1 with 3 pretty good wins. Hockey last night, a lot of late foot in each game. Bruins beat the Canadiens 3-1, scoring 3 times in the third. Oilers slipped past the Sharks 4-3 in overtime. This one was 1-0 Edmonton after 2. Penguins doubled up the Avalanche 4-2. Bo Bennett scored twice. Pittsburgh lit the lamp 3 times in the space of 3.5 minutes in the third period, and the Canucks clipped the Rangers 2-1. All of the scoring coming in period 3. Monday night or Thursday night football tonight. Will be Monday night football on Thursday, though, with the Vikings and the Cardinals. On Sunday, Johnny Manziel is going to start for the Browns against the 49ers, but Coach Mike Pettin says, any more of those off-field shenanigans, and there are going to be harsh repercussions, Mr. Man. That's Thursday Sports.
That's Robert Workman. It is 7 before the hour.
Me got so big around, she make me pants fall down. Me trousers on the ground because me pants fall down.
Be explained when America in the Morning continues after these messages.
Me pants fall down. Yeah. Give it up, oh yeah.
Geico applauds your inner park ranger. Mother Nature appreciates the part of you that knows the difference between the red-bellied and the three-toed woodpecker. Geico also has specialized agents who admire your gusto for the great outdoors. Agents who help with more than just car insurance. These Geico agents can insure the RV that will take you and the whole family cross-country. The RV that makes National Forest synonymous with happy place. So what are you waiting for? 180 types of woodpeckers are ready to be identified.
Geico for your RV. See how much you could save.
Kid, this facility is like a ship. So how do I keep us on course without micromanaging every detail? Easy, with Grainger. Grainger's online tools help give me the visibility I need. I can shop, order, and manage all our activity. Oversee purchases, control costs, all while you guys get to order what you need when you need it. I run a tight ship, kid. I run it with Grainger. Get it? Got it? Good. Learn more at Grainger.com/online purchasing. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Chad Benson Show.
But you can't attack Trump and not expect to get hammered. And where the Republicans are missing this is he is paving the way to victory if they would just listen. He's giving them a rule book on how to play the media and, most importantly, how to handle crisis.
The Chad Benson Show.
Hi, this is Chad Benson. Please check out my show this afternoon from 3 to 6 on KMAS News Radio.
Habitat for Humanity of Mason County wants to thank their generous donors for their contributions this year and want to remind you there's more work to be done in 2016. Habitat for Humanity of Mason County will be sending out letters requesting financial support from you. Be watching for those letters to arrive in the mail and consider donating your dollars to help Habitat for Humanity's mission of providing affordable housing and home rehabilitation to those in need. Wishing you and your family the happiest of holidays. Habitat for Humanity of Mason County.
5 before the hour in the Hollywood Minute, Mary Maloney makes a side stop a few thousand miles east.
The president and first lady told People magazine their favorite things of 2015. Flotus couldn't stop listening to Bruno Mars and Mark Ronson's hit, Uptown Funk.
Don't believe me, just watch.
While her hubby loved Kendrick Lamar's How Much a Dollar Cost.
How much a dollar really costs? The question is detrimental, paralyzed in my thoughts.
The Martian was Obama's favorite movie.
It's going to be 4 years for another mission to reach me.
While Mrs. O favored Inside Out.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong. Signal the husband.
On the small screen, POTUS watched The Nick.
I feel better than ever.
And Michelle looked forward to Blackish, showing the first family is just like us.
You get a job, you get a job, you get a job, everybody gets a job!
Why is this happening?
Lion King fans have something to celebrate. Disney has a new show featuring Simba and Nala's family. Catch the Lion Guard next month on the Disney Channel, and you may spot some familiar faces. I'm Mary Maloney.
4 now before the hour. And now Janice Broach in Tennessee with the case of Snoop Groupie Drawers.
Antonio Ammons had to serve 48 hours behind bars in the Hardeman County Jail after school resource officer Charles Woods charged him with indecent exposure for wearing saggy pants at Bolivar Central High. Woods said in a report it happened more than once.
I really like it.
Ammons, who said he's never been in jail, was in a pod with other inmates. He showed us what his pants looked like at school. You can see part of the waistband of his underwear and his gym shorts.
I think jail time might be a little too much, but at the same time, you know, it has gotten to the point that there has been a lot of saggy pants.
4 students were charged with indecent exposure, but only 2 had to serve jail time. Students I talked with say jail is too much.
Well, I don't think it's necessary just to go to jail, just sagging pants, but, I think they should have some kind of punishment, though.
Some students are angry.
I just think it was a little harsh. I didn't think they had to go to that extreme.
Are we still in high school? What are we going to jail for?
It is not clear why the students were charged with indecent exposure. Attorney Leslie Ballin told me under Tennessee law, saggy pants do not constitute indecent exposure. Now, Antonio Ammons, who lives with his great-grandmother, has to figure out how he will pay more than $250 in court costs and fines.
And in his honor, we're flying our pants at half-mast. There's a little visual gift to take to the breakfast table this morning. Along with this, the research journal Appetite tested 2 groups of men. One group ate cheese sandwiches. The other group ate cheese sandwiches covered with garlic. Then the 2 groups switched. In both cases, women said the men who downed the garlic had more attractive, masculine, pleasant, and less intense body odors. We're assuming that at some point mouthwash was involved. And that's it for America in the Morning for Thursday, December 10th of 2015. Birthdays today. Susan Day, formerly of L.A. Law, is 63 today. Actress Dorothy Lamour from the Road Pictures with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby would have been 101 today. Dan Blocker, Haas Cartwright from Bonanza would have been 87. And Tommy Rettig, Jeff Miller on Lassie, little Jeffy would be 74 today. Our producer.
Hi, this is Alex Jones on KMAS Newsradio. First, they disarm the people, then they disarm the police, the state police, the local police, except for special paramilitary special event police that are the new Praetorian Guard. And then they serve under the UN. That's why Austin police, DC police, New York police are all in these international exchange programs. Sound reasonable on the surface, but they're all being unified into one global standardized command.
This is Men's Health Live from Men's Health Magazine.
Lou, how do we account for this nation full of heavy people?
We eat a lot of foods that our bodies simply, throughout our evolutionary history, we haven't encountered these. Our grandparents didn't encounter these foods. In a lot of cases, our parents didn't encounter these foods. So we have absolutely no defense mechanism.
Men's Health Live, the radio show that's full of tons of useful stuff. From the biggest and best-selling men's lifestyle magazine in the world, Men's Health.
Dave Ramsey helps you handle your money on KMAS Shelton, weekdays from noon to 3, AM 10.
From ABC News, I'm Karen Chase. The San Bernardino shooters apparently had planned a previous attack in 2012, but got cold feet when authorities thwarted another attack. That, according to FBI investigators. They found pictures of a San Bernardino high school on one of their smashed cell phones, indicating it might have been a target. ABC's Matt Gutman has more.
Federal authorities are telling us that Saeed Farouk, that seemingly mild-mannered environmental health worker and inspector, was talking and thinking and plotting about terror years before the attack here in San Bernardino. As far back as late 2012, he and a friend of his, the man who actually purchased the guns used in the attack, had talked about launching some sort of attack, but they were deterred when there was counterterrorism activity here in Southern California and stopped talking about it.
Chicago is still a city on edge, even though of the case.
Do you think the police would ever treat you the way they treat me? And the answer is no.
And that is wrong. And that has to change in this city.
His words did not satisfy protesters, however, who plan more demonstrations today calling for his resignation. Republican rival Marco Rubio says Donald Trump's call for a ban on Muslims entering the U.S. is distracting America from the real issue.
We had a major terrorist attack on U.S. soil a week ago yesterday. And now all the talk, including the newscasts, are dominated by this plan that's never going to happen. This is never going to become the law of the country, what Donald Trump is proposing.
Trump, meanwhile, just announced he's postponing his trip to Israel, tweeting he'll schedule it later, after he becomes president. Streamed shows were the stars of the Golden Globe nominations this morning. For Best Musical or Comedy TV Series, they included Netflix's Orange is the New Black, Casual from Hulu, Amazon's Transparent and Mozart in the Jungle, and HBO's Veep in Silicon Valley. This is ABC News.
Ready?
Hit it.
Molly, Josh, and Nicholas, come hear what I say. AT&T's got your back during the holidays. Your turn.
Go phone plan is $40 a month after $5 auto refill discount. What a time to be alive. Now you.
Talk, text, and data usage unlimited, I say.
Annual contracts, credit checks? To these we say nay. First 1.5 gigabytes at high speed are a world. You may yell out loud. AT&T mobilizing your world.
Really?
What?
Come in store and get a new LTE smartphone. Bring your family, bring your friends. Don't buy this alone.
$45 for first month and $5 discount applies. After first 1.5 gigabytes, get data speeds up to
128 kilobits per second.
Other charges and restrictions apply. See store for details.
One airline says it heard you when you said it's not fun to fly anymore. ABC's Mark Remillard explains.
You pay for bags, you pay for your seats, and on some airlines, you even pay for water and snacks. But now United says it's bringing back free snacks for economy passengers. The airline stopped giving away complimentary snacks in 2008, but now it's says they're refocusing on things that matter to customers. So look forward to things like rice crackers, wasabi peas, and stroop waffles, a Dutch treat made from 2 thin waffles stuck together with caramel. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
A new app called After School is causing controversy for letting students post messages anonymously with no adult supervision. Kids register to post on a message board for their school by logging in their name, but they post without a name. The app creators are now scrambling to make changes after some kids posted threats, including, "I hope everybody at school is ready to die today." Some adults will now monitor the sites and suggest counseling if a teen seems troubled. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Marilyn Foster.
As of late yesterday afternoon, there were only about 10 customers left without power, and Mason PUD3 was in the mop-up stage in the restoration of electricity. PUD3 crews continued to make repairs in small, isolated areas. The weather station at Sanderson Field near Shelton registered a wind gust of 56 miles per hour early yesterday morning. The county was hammered by multiple lightning strikes in a thunderstorm that rolled through the region. Up to 700 total customers had their electrical service cut because of storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. The largest outages were in the Lake Cushman area, about 400 customers, and Island Lake, almost 200 customers. The after-school activity bus service will no longer be a general public service. The service is currently provided under a contract between the Shelton School District and Mason Transit Authority. It's operated by the Shelton School District using its school buses and drivers, and then paid for by MTA. Back in November, the Shelton School District Board voted to end the contract. They will absorb the service into the school district's transportation provisions, which will serve only students of the school district. MTA will absorb the general public service into its existing operations. The superintendent of the Shelton School District, Dr. Alex Apostle, said this will not have any impact on the current after-school activity bus service for students. Toby Kevin and Barb Wiesa visited Daybreak to talk with the community about the fact that Parish Hall, that has served 40,000 dinners so far this year, almost 100 a day, is up for sale. They need to raise $200,000, and you can help. And a generous donor has made quite an offer.
I'm very interested in as many people donating as possible. It's that for me, the numbers that are important is the number of people who say they want to support us. If it's $1, we want it. If it's $50, fine. 100. If it's 1,000. The thing that's happened that really leverages us this year is that a very generous donor has come forward. That person is willing to match donations up to a total of $100,000.
Amazing.
Shelton and Mason County, this is your building. This building is about serving people in the community. This is about the over 250 volunteers, all people in the community that have come together to serve the community in the building. This is your opportunity.
Send your tax-deductible gift to Community Lifeline Capital Campaign, P.O. Box 698, Shelton, Washington, 98584. You can also find that address along with the full interview on the Daybreak page at KMAS.com. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3 and always on KMAS.com.
Financial advice you can understand on The Dave Ramsey Show.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, used to give us Series EE savings bonds for our kids. It was for their college. Now you put these away for their college. Every so often she would ask me, how are those bonds doing? And I would tell her the truth. They're doing great. Because I had cashed them in, and now that money was invested in a mutual fund in the kid's name, and they were doing great. Had I left them in those stupid EEs, they wouldn't be doing great. Hi, this is Dave Ramsey. Tune into my show weekdays from noon to 3 here on KMAS.
Is your family doing some growing? Whether it's an expansion of your home or the addition of a new family car, Peninsula Credit Union can provide fast, friendly service with terrific rates. Affordable Auto Port Townsend, or go online to pcfcu.org. At Peninsula Credit Union, our priority is you.
Pair of NBA division leaders meet up in Toronto and a Hail Mary in Detroit. Hi, everybody. Todd Ant reporting on sports. San Antonio's 4-game winning streak is over as the Raptors got past the Spurs 97-94 in a rare loss for San Antonio, now 18-5. In Detroit, it took a prayer from Grizzlies' Matt Barnes to pull off a road win in Detroit.
Rebound grab by Barnes. 3 seconds. Barnes heaves at half court. Oh, he made it. He made it from 45 feet with a second remaining.
On WMFS-FM, and the desperation three-point heave gave Memphis a 93-92 victory over the Pistons. Late comeback in Atlanta.
Bazemore saves it, shoots the three, and makes it. And Kent Bazemore with the three-pointer.
On WCNN, Paul Millsap scored 20 points in Atlanta's 98-95 decision over Dallas. The Clippers picked up their third consecutive win.
Heather Griffin makes the catch. Oh, my! It's not a dunk, but he grabs the ball at the dotted line and in one motion turns to the rim and lays it in.
On KFWB, Blake Griffin had 21 points, 14 rebounds. J.J. Redick, a season High 31 and the Clippers 109-95 trouncing of the Bucks in Milwaukee. College hoops, top-ranked Michigan State was an easy winner.
And Dyke Thomas circled Ellis for another 3-ball. He got it! That's 2 in a row for Alvin Ellis.
On the Spartans Radio Network, Michigan State ripped Maryland Eastern Shore 78-35, and number 2 Kansas checks in with a win. On ESPN, Sheck Diallo with 12 points, and Kansas improved to 7-1 by slamming Holy Cross 92-59. Busy at the winter meetings, the Mets trade for Pirates second baseman Neil Walker in exchange for lefty John Neese. Here's Mets assistant general manager John Ricco.
A guy we had on our short list, but didn't know if he'd be available. He fits on a lot of different levels. Switch hitter. He's got some power. A real good fit for our team, and I think we're pretty happy to have him.
Second baseman Chase Utley and the Dodgers finalized a one-year contract. The Giants and free agent pitcher Jeff Samardzija agreed on a 5-year contract, and the Mariners acquired first baseman Adam Lind from the Brewers for minor league pitchers. Todd Ant, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3 and KMAS.com, where the video is streaming.
Right on the front page.
And here we are. How are you, everybody? Welcome to it, a Thursday night football tonight. The Minnesota Vikings traveling to the desert to take on the Arizona Cardinals. We'll be Viking fans tonight. Get your horns out.
I got them.
And kickoff is at 5 on this very radio station. Now, Seahawks travel tomorrow to Baltimore, Maryland. And we'll get set to take on the Ravens at 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Another one of those 10. We've been flexed. And we'll begin our coverage at 8 a.m. Excuse me. There is bowling tonight at Westside Lanes as the high climbers will host Central Kitsap. And boys swimming is going to be happening this afternoon at Wilson High School. So best of luck to the local sports teams. Busy Mariners, I think this is, if you're keeping a total, I think this is trade number 9, and there's more than 9 players involved, but another Jerry DiPoto move. They're calling us the busy Seattle Mariners.
Hey.
Perhaps the busiest team in the winter meetings. We now have a 32-year-old first baseman by the name of Adam Lind. And what about Jesus Montero? Well, he's going to get a chance to platoon at first base.
Okay.
All right. Lind comes to us from Milwaukee, the town that made beer famous. No, the beer that made Milwaukee famous was Schlitz beer.
Milwaukee.
The Brewers. We gave up 3 teenagers. Daniel Masaki, Carlos Herrera, and Freddie Peralta, all probably future Hall of Famers.
Probably. Is that how it works?
Something like that. And goodness gracious, Davidson got by Eastern Washington last night, 96-86, in Davidson, North Carolina, in case you were wondering where they were from. And Daniel Seeden, along with Alexander Edler, each had a goal and an assist to lift the Canucks over the Rangers 2-1. You can tell there's a little bit of a light load here on sports this morning.
Yes.
We'll talk more about the Seahawks getting ready for their date with Destiny in Baltimore and talk about all kinds of sports stuff as the morning unfurls. Now, not nearly as stormy.
No.
This morning. Jeff, what do we got for a forecast today?
Well,
snow or anything?
No snow in the forecast. And actually, that has changed.
Then everybody stops me when it's going to snow.
Well,
I told them next Friday. Is that okay?
Now we're looking at maybe there'd be a little bit Wednesday morning and then again Saturday. The Friday has gone. It's 47 out there right now with some light rain. 3/4 of an inch today, 1/4 inch tomorrow. Saturday, 1.25 inches. Sunday, though, looks to dry out Monday, but more rain on the way coming up Tuesday here in the South.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other. Getting your day. In the mail through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now from the shores of Hood Canal, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's Thursday here at KMAS.
I was making a face and you snapped that somebody's pros are stream and use that for our publicity shot. Yeah.
Carol.
That's funny. I was laughing.
Check out the new look to the studio. People seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah, we did. We took some advice from people. We got a shiny whiteboard off of the back of Jeff's head there, so that was good. And we've moved this sign here up higher.
Yep.
And higher and higher.
I still think I may need to venture into the pancake
makeup thing. You got a little shiny forehead.
I always have a shiny forehead.
You can just have your hair fall down like I do. And that way nobody's...
And just wear a hat tomorrow.
Nobody has to wear sunglasses to watch you on TV.
Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? It's I saw another bolt of lightning on my way into work.
Today, this morning?
Morning.
Oh, man.
I think it was either that or I got a text.
It could have been either one. Your phone does light up when you get a text.
But it was definitely a beautiful night last night.
Yeah.
In our part of the neighborhood near Evergreen State College. Santa came by with the help of the McLean Fire Department.
How about that?
And
as busy as he is this time of year,
he does
2 weeks away from Christmas, he stops by the neighborhood.
Comes by the neighborhood, and we gave some canned food for the food drive. And what fun. And it was so festive, and Kaiser was just going crazy. Wow.
Was he excited?
He was excited until Stephanie put him on Santa's lap.
I was into that.
No, I got a good picture of and it was just total happy, like within a matter of milliseconds. Pretty funny.
How the world changes in a heartbeat.
But I mean, in all, a beautiful night last night, at least in West Olympia.
Yeah, it was okay out on the coast. It was raining really hard when I came out the door this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a pretty nice evening last night, and it wasn't quite as cold as I had feared it was going to be. And it wasn't windy, so it was all in all a pretty pleasant evening last night. So, a blessing, a bonus, because you get in the storm mode, and you just your head's down, and you're just going, it's raining, it's windy, and you just keep plugging along until it all goes away. And then when you get a break like yesterday and last evening, hey, this is not bad.
It's not too bad around here.
Too bad around here. And everything looks so clean after a big rainstorm like that.
Yeah, it's
everything's
nice.
all shined off again. So not weird. Unusual stories in the headlines this morning.
Okay.
One about bikini baristas in Everett. Everybody's worst fear coming true, and everybody's dream come true. Illegal activity in the barista world, and then also a former bodyguard for a Nevada rancher by the name of Cliven Bundy. Do you remember this story at all?
Yeah, he's the guy who was against the Bureau of Land Management in Nevada. Remember him?
Yeah.
He was telling everybody they're coming in, they're taking our land, and they were like pointing guns at federal.
Lots of gun stuff going on. A lot of gun stuff going on. And that was about 9 months ago or some spring maybe or something.
Well, it was definitely warm.
So I guess the 10th standoff in 2014, Bureau of Land Management and Bundy over cattle, public land.
Yeah, down in Nevada.
Yeah. So anyway, he's accused of some gun charges up here in Snohomish.
Oh.
FBI says that Schuler Barbeau was arrested in Snohomish County for possession of an unregistered AR-15 semi-automatic assault rifle that he was trying to sell. And he was employed by Bundy and became a figurehead, Bundy did, for states' rights after this 10th standoff. It was in 2014 here. I thought it was last spring.
Oh, so did I.
It was a year ago.
Oh, my gosh. So, it was a year ago.
Yeah. Anyway.
Interesting.
So that story comes back to kiss us here this morning in the Northwest.
6:18 at KMAS. Westwood 1 will have a preview of tonight's game. We'll have on the radio for you. 5 o'clock is the pregame, and just 5. County judge showing bikini baristas engaged in illegal activity.
Now, you can't use those videos online and sell them or anything. But you have a right to them.
You cannot. You cannot sell. I would imagine you cannot sell them.
No.
But if they get out online, then they're out.
Wow.
Do you remember this though? Because there was a guy from Olympia who wanted the copies of all the videos, and we were trying to figure out why he wanted them, especially because he was from Olympia.
Yeah. Why?
And this was in
care?
Snohomish County.
Yeah.
And we opined, or maybe just me, that he just wanted the videos to see what was going on, kind of a workaround for some soft core.
Yeah, I'm thinking he just wanted to.
He goes, wait a second, I get some free movies
free
here.
video here, yeah.
We got a long trip coming up, but when I go to the hotel.
So the city of Everett resisted the demand for copies of the videos. It's they have a duty to protect the barista's privacy rights.
Sure.
And indeed they do.
But the judge has ruled the public has the right to the copies. I wonder if they'll blur the faces.
Yeah, they'll
protect the innocent.
Perhaps that'll be what they'll do.
Well, you can't sell a good video with blurry faces.
No. It loses that.
It loses a certain je ne sais quoi. 6:19 here at KMAS. We'll be back. The Golden Globe nominations are out.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Michael Crabtree and the Raiders have agreed to a 4-year, $35 million contract extension. The deal got done on Wednesday, and the new deal includes nearly $19 million in guaranteed money. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport is reporting that the Saints have placed running back Mark Ingram on season-ending injured reserve. NFL Network's Rand Gitlin reported earlier on Wednesday that Ingram was dealing with a serious shoulder injury. Rob Gronkowski was absent at Patriots practice on Wednesday. Gronk suffered a bone bruise and a sprain to his right knee during the Patriots' Week 12 loss to the Broncos. Broncos head coach Gary Kubiak hopes Peyton Manning will participate in football activities this week. NFL Network's James Palmer reported the plan is for Manning to throw this week, but likely during team meetings rather than at practice. Thursday Night Football heads to the Desert Freight Showdown between two of the NFC's best. Vikings-Cardinals Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of safety features. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
You don't have to be a retail giant or government agency to be the victim of a costly data breach. If you run a website and collect customer data, your small to mid-sized business is just as likely to be targeted by hackers. The Barracuda Web Application Firewall provides cost-effective instant security against automated and targeted attacks, making this WAF a must-have for your SMB. Reclaim your network. Try a Barracuda Web App Firewall risk-free at barracuda.com/WAF.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You and live hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
Washington Health Plan Finder has extended its open enrollment through January 31st, 2016. You can still register yourself or a family for a health plan, and Mason General Hospital can help you get set up. Simply go online and visit masongeneral.com and click on the Washington Health Plan Finder on the homepage. Browse the various plans available, and when you find the one you want, let Mason General make sure you're qualified and help you sign up. Find the plan and call Susanna Lopez, Project Supervisor, at 432-7766. Washington Health Plan Finder. Open enrollment through January 31st, 2016.
Mason General Hospital and family of clinics. Equal opportunity provider. Translation services provided.
Mason General and family of clinics.
Start your mornings live and local with Daybreak on KMAS Shelton. Join Jeff and Dale weekdays from 6 to 9 on AM 1030 or FM 1033.
Hey, this is Debbie Gibson on Daybreak Newsradio KMAS.
Hey, thanks, Debbie Gibson.
Debbie Gibson. Comic-Con 2014.
That's where she was. I think promoting Sharknado 3.
Jump the Shark? Is that the term?
No, I don't think a show that is like that even... what shark do you jump? I mean, what is there left to throw at the movie to make it people see it more?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already...
Sharknado already. It's kind of got a...
Now, maybe if they had the Fonz in it, jumping an actual shark like he did in Happy Days.
Right.
Then they could say, well, we're really jumping the shark.
Now there's something you got to see. Must see.
Must see TV.
We are... I want you to explain this to me because I'm a little confused. So the president is expected to sign a new education law today, co-written by Senator Patty Murray.
Sure.
And she says the law will benefit Washington by lifting the punishment the federal government has held over Washington's public schools for the past year. This new measure would eliminate the need for the state to regain its waiver over the regulation of No Child Left Behind, and it will return control of about $40 million in federal dollars to local school officials. I guess my question is, they've been talking about this impending pulling the charter schools, wiping them off the map, and the state owing a big fine to the federal government for not adhering to the McCleary bill. So is this going to clean that all up, or are we going to still be?
No.
Does this have
I don't
anything
think
to do
so.
with that? Or
I don't think the McCleary bill has anything to do with the federal government. It's a state
I thought it was a federal fine or a federal.
No, it's the Washington State Supreme Court that has looked at Washington State's constitution within the frame of the national constitution. So there's a different one. So what now?
Well, I was going to say, so who does the fine get paid to? From the state to the state?
That they've been fining 100,000 every day? Yeah. It basically is like, I'm going to fine you. And they're go, well,
I'm going to take it out of your left pocket and I'm going to put it in your right pocket.
Yeah, well, that was the whole thing. Now, I don't really understand this because, as you say, our state has gone against the No Child Left Behind, and they got the waiver and whatever. And I'm not really sure why they decided to do this. Washington was the first state to lose its waiver from federal requirements. And that led to 88% of schools being labeled as failing. Now, maybe because of the failing label, the Supreme Court was able to look at it a little closer and see something.
Okay.
A new law would eliminate certain requirements, many viewed as punitive. So I guess the people, what's his name? Dorn?
Yeah,
Randy Dorn?
Randy Dorn.
So Randy Dorn, I think, looked at the No Child Left Behind bill, and he says, well, there's a lot of stuff here that maybe is not applicable to us here in the state, so we're not going to do it. And then the feds go, well, hey, you're not going to do it, then you're not going to get the money.
We'll hold our $40 million.
And so now they says, well, look, we didn't do those things, and the sky didn't fall, so let's change this. Maybe. That's what I saw that too in the paper. I wasn't quite sure.
It's a little confusing, as is always any education bills. One thing we can't understand, though, the governor has declared a state of emergency after our hazardous weather, landslides, power outages, flooding of roadways, homes, property, all that, which we're still in the grip of. Proclamation covers a series of storms that began November 30th. So 11 days now, continuing, and the declaration directs the military department in Washington to coordinate state response activities, activate the National Guard if necessary. We haven't got to that point yet, but
thankfully,
we don't know exactly what's going to happen over the next 10 days. So we'll see. It looks as though it's going to mellow a little and chill down a little bit, and it won't be quite the rainfall and windage that we've been experiencing, but we're speculating. We have no idea what's going to happen exactly.
Best motion picture, Dale, in a drama category. Carol, The Revenant, Room, Spotlight, and Mad Max. Fury Road.
Mad Max is the only one I even recognize.
So I think The Revenant is this Leo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy Western in winter.
Where he's on his own, kind of lives off the land and
cuts
open a bear and lives in it or something.
Kind of like that. Now, I don't even think this movie is out yet. No, it's not out till Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It really bothers me. You know, they want to get people involved in these awards ceremonies. Why are they awarding awards to movies that they haven't? It's a nomination. I get that. But the movie's not even out yet. Right?
So how do we even know if it's good or bad?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Although I hear good things about this.
Well,
and if DiCaprio should win, finally, an Academy Award for this.
Yeah.
I guess it's pretty intense.
Playing legendary frontiersman Hugh Glass.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Mary Lynn Foster. As of late yesterday afternoon, there were only about 10 customers left without power, and Mason PUD3 was in the mop-up stage in the restoration of electricity. PUD3 crews continued to make repairs in small, isolated areas. The weather station at Sanderson Field near Shelton registered a wind gust of 56 miles per hour early yesterday morning. The county was hammered by multiple lightning strikes in a thunderstorm that rolled through the region. Up to 700 total customers had their electrical service cut because of storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. The largest outages were in the Lake Cushman area, about 400 customers, and Island Lake, almost 200 customers. The after-school activity bus service will no longer be a general public service. The service is currently provided under a contract between the Shelton School District and Mason Transit Authority. It's operated by the Shelton School District using its school buses and drivers and then paid for by MTA. Back in November, the Shelton School District Board voted to end the contract. They will absorb the service into the school district's transportation provisions, which will serve only students of the school district. MTA will absorb the general public service into its existing operations. The superintendent of the Shelton School District, Dr. Alex Apostle, said this will not have any impact on the current after-school activity bus service for students. Toby Kevin and Barb Wiesa visited Daybreak to talk with the community about the fact that Parish Hall, that has served 40,000 dinners so far this year, almost 100 a day, is up for sale. They need to raise $200,000, and you can help. And a generous donor has made quite an offer.
I'm very interested in as many people donating as possible. It's that for me, the numbers that are important is the number of people who say they want to support us. If it's $1, we want it. If it's $50, fine. 100. If it's 1,000. The thing that's happened that really leverages us this year is that a very generous donor has come forward. That person is willing to match donations up to a total of $100,000.
Amazing.
Shelton and Mason County, this is your building. This building is about serving people in the community. This is about the over 250 volunteers, all people in the community that have come together to serve the community in the building. This is your opportunity.
Send your tax-deductible gift to Community Lifeline Capital Campaign, P.O. Box 698, Shelton, Washington, 98584. You can also find that address along with the full interview on the Daybreak page at KMAS.com. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3 and always on KMAS.com.
Snow melts. Rain falls. Rivers form. This happens all over the world. But when it happens here, something wonderful unfolds. A renewable source of energy, created without releasing even an ounce of CO2 into the Earth's atmosphere.
Mason PUD3, clean, renewable, and reliable energy every day.
The Chad Benson Show.
Look, I've said all along, Obamacare is here to stay. You knew I didn't like it because I don't like the government being involved in anything. But I also knew that once it got involved, it was never going away. And this was eventually going to lead to a system that became a single-payer system. We will have a single-payer system in the next decade.
The Chad Benson Show.
Hi, this is Chad Benson. Please check out my show this afternoon from 3 to 6 on KMAS News Radio.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton FM 103.3. And of course, we are streaming audio and video this morning on KMAS.com. You can find us right on the front page of KMAS.com and click the little window there, and we come to life, just like shaking a snowball bowl.
Look, I did that.
Snow globe. You did, yeah. So now we're like, hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. All right, after Super Bowl misery.
Which Super Bowl? Last one?
Yes.
Okay.
Darrell Bevel has Seahawks offense flying high.
Yes, I agree.
It was one of the most infamous play calls in NFL history, and he was behind it. But Darrell Bevel moved on and now has Seattle ready for another run. By the way, there was overtures from Brigham Young, BYU. They wanted to talk to him about their new head coaching vacancy coming up.
Oh.
And Pete Carroll said that Darrell's not interested. And Bevel concurred.
Mama Lynch may give him a ride to the airport. I'll take it. I'll write you a letter, a recommendation.
Yeah, Brigham Young sounds like the perfect school for that guy.
Get him out of here.
Anyway, so
he's done good lately.
So he has done really good, and he said, "I learned I can carry a lot of weight on my shoulders." And so that's all. It's a good story. You know, Seattle, the last 3 games has just been lights out offensively and good calls, mixing it up right, reading defenses. I mean, he and Russell Wilson are at a certain place right now where they are in total control.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an easy, lofty position to attain for any team, any quarterback. You talk about the cream of the crop, the best coordinators with their quarterbacks. And these last 3 games have been amazing. We just want to keep it going. We're in Baltimore. Could be a trap game. Baltimore's struggling. They don't have a lot of players. Injuries have just killed Baltimore. But they have lost 3 or 4 really close games. They could still, in spite of all the injuries, have a very successful season. Their nucleus of their team is still good. So it's not going to be a slam dunk in Baltimore, but we should win the game, and we're hopeful. So we have that for you at 8 o'clock Sunday morning, pregame, 10 o'clock kickoff. Meanwhile, the Mariners busy. Have a new first baseman now, Adam Lind, L-I-N-D. We picked him up from the Milwaukee Brewers for 3 teenagers, all minor leaguers, right-handers Daniel Misaki, Carlos Herrera, and Freddie Peralta. But I remember hearing about Freddie Peralta in spring training.
Okay.
And so these are good kids, got a great future. You never know how it's going to all play out. So Milwaukee's taking a chance. And Adam Lind is 32. And this is a 1-year deal. So he'll be a free agent after the season is over. It's just plugging a hole for Jerry Dipoto.
Yeah.
Who made the comment that he is done. He says the only remaining item on his checklist is to add a proven relief pitcher, most likely from free agency, who would compete with Joaquin Benoit for duty as the closer. And he says other acquisitions are likely just to be some minor leaguers, free agents. He's pretty happy. He says he's filled the club's needs for a first baseman, getting Lind. And, he says, yeah, we've been busy, but feel a lot better about our team than I did 2 months ago.
Oh, that's good.
So, we're loading up to, we got to take on those upstarts from Houston.
Hey, let's get Houston in our lead division. That'll be great.
Yeah, then we won't be on the floor mat anymore. Well, guess what? All right, so that's sports news for you this time around. Jeff's got a weather forecast that's kind of almost normal.
Yeah, for sure. 47 right now and clouds, but off and on rain throughout the day. 3/4 of an inch still likely today. 1/4 inch tomorrow, and on Saturday, the 12th, 1 1/4 inch of rain. Sunday, a little less. Mid-40s, and then Monday, no rain in the forecast. Looks to pick up a little bit next week as temperatures will get cooler. There may be times when folks in certain areas, I'd say some highlands, maybe the Cushman area, could see a little bit of snow next week, starting Tuesday. Yeah, starting Tuesday.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line by email or Facebook. Now, from the gateway to the Olympic Mountains, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak here. We're talking about the nominations for the Golden Globes that were released early this morning. We'll kind of go through the numbers.
Yeah, and let's talk again about our conversation we were having before the news, and that was about the new movie that, what's his name is in?
Revenant.
Yeah. Well, Revenant. Wow.
Woof, 2.5 hours.
It's a long one.
Exploring the uncharted wilderness in the 1800s, legendary frontiersman Hugh Glass sustains injuries from a brutal bear attack.
Okay.
The team leaves him for dead, probably what would happen back then.
Yeah.
Well, the guy utilizes his survival skills and finds his way back home to his beloved, grief-stricken, and now fueled by vengeance. Glass is back in the woods and trekking through the windy and wintry terrain to look for John Fitzgerald, not the president. This is the 1800s.
Yeah.
Played by Tom Hardy.
The former confidant who betrayed him and abandoned him out in the wilderness.
I hear that this movie is supposed to be like...
Over...
it was Talking Pets where I heard him talking about the bear.
The bear mauling. Okay.
The bear...
so the story...
Laying biblically with Leo. How's that?
That is a great way of putting it.
Okay.
I find it hard to believe that they'd really actually have this beast-human kind of a event.
I guess that is that actual word, bestiality. That's kind of what they think. There has been reports from some of the other radio shows that I've listened to here on KMAS.
Yes.
Talking Pets and Chad Benson talking about Leo in this role and apparently
having 2 sessions with the bear.
Yeah, who knows really what will happen because we don't even know. The movie doesn't come out till Christmas.
Yeah, so we don't know. And Leonardo DiCaprio is what's his name, if you're wondering what name I was trying to grab out of the sky. Tom Hardy plays the guy that he's out looking for, and it looks to be a real intense movie. Mad Max looked really, and Tom Hardy was the same guy who was in Mad Max.
Yeah.
It was Mad Max, and now he's co-starring with Leo on this one, so he's probably going to be worn out running up and down the stage there at the Academy Awards this year.
I might actually have to go see some of these.
Get leading actor for that one, and then supporting actor in the other, and
no, I think he's a supporting in Mad Max. Charlize is the lead.
Oh, you're right.
Well, I don't know. Male performance lead than Tom Hardy. Pretty interesting. Tuesday, Dale, we have got a great evening of programming for you. And for me and for everybody.
Okay, all right.
It's the next GOP debate. This Tuesday, 2 to 9 p. on Tuesday. So 7 hours.
7 hours, another big, long
what
debate.
On earth? Why are you doing it so long? This is, Salem Radio Network and CNN are teamed up again.
Is that the first one we had with Salem Radio Network?
And it was a great broadcast.
It was good. I really enjoyed the first group of debaters.
Well, we are going to see a little more of a even playing field, it looks like, if you will. 7 people on the main stage. And so that would mean then 6 or 7 people on the lower tier stage.
All right. Better.
Now we're getting some.
Better.
So we'll talk about the people that'll be on the main stage. Trump, of course.
Wait, you're talking about Tuesday. He may not even be around by Tuesday.
He'll make it to Tuesday.
Okay,
He is, I will never leave this race. That's what he told Politico the other day.
Okay, all right.
Periods
He's
after
in.
each of those words.
He's in. All right.
Trump. Ben Carson.
Yeah.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio. Ted Cruz is 4. Jeb Bush, 5. And then the other 2, the clingers, the guys who are kind of on the bubble.
The Klingons.
Kasich and Chris Christie.
Yeah.
Who didn't I mention?
The announcer guy.
The announcer?
The old radio host. Or is he on the bottom tier? Mike
Huckabee?
Huckabee.
Oh, I didn't even think about him. No, Carly Fiorina.
Carly's off the top.
On the bubble. Carly Fiorina just barely makes the threshold, I should say. Easy for me to say.
Why do people not like her?
No, I'm not saying they don't like her.
Well, apparently nobody does because she never makes
You have to
much
get
of an impact.
3.5%. That's where they're looking. Her super PAC going to do some ads. I'm reading this off a website this morning talking about CNN.
When I looked at all those candidates, Jeff, I always kept thinking she's like the smartest one up there. She just seems very smart. Apparently, though, she's had
some traction issues.
Yeah.
I think on these one-on-ones, and it's the same with Christie, these one-on-ones, I don't know if you saw the video of him telling the story about addiction and his friend who was like a super high-powered, awesome lawyer or something in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And then he got addicted to drugs. And it was a really powerful, great 5-minute thing of him at a town hall meeting.
Yeah.
He's really good in those. And so I think when you're in these New Hampshire, Iowa, South Carolina states, I can only imagine what it's like. We are way outside of that bubble.
Oh.
And
their culture is way different than ours.
Well, the culture, but just the amount of politicians in the state, and everybody's at an event.
I don't even know what that's like.
I could not even imagine what it is like either, because we don't really get that.
So it's like the intensity of the election
all the time
in your state until this primary happens,
I
right?
saw somewhere on Thanksgiving they were going to spend, I don't know who they were in the sense of, but $5 million in TV ads just on Thanksgiving or something.
We're still a year away from presidency.
But just a few months from the first Iowa caucus, about 2 months away.
Wow.
So the big debate coming up Tuesday on KMAS. Those are the latest names that we have.
Wow.
The folks I did not mention will likely be in the lower debate.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Been coveting your neighbor's homemade bread? Maybe she'll trade for something you made. Hi, I'm Jody Henke. Share food and get to know the members of your community by hosting a food swap as you're living the country life.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Need new ideas for what to do around your place? Register for a free Living the Country Life newsletter. Once a week, you'll receive helpful tips on key topics such as landscaping, animals and poultry, outdoor improvement projects, recreational activities, and much more. The newsletter delivers the latest trends, alerts you to informational courses, shares what other people are doing on their properties, and provides details about exciting sweepstakes and other contests. Sign up for your free newsletter today by visiting livingthecountrylife.com.
Read Living the Country Life magazine on your computer and mobile devices. Each issue features great stories, how-to help, reader tips, and recipes, as well as beautiful photos to spark new ideas for your place in the country. All the stories and features you love about Living the Country Life magazine are right at your fingertips, anywhere, any way you want them. Visit nextissue.com or zenio.com to subscribe. There's no limit to how many times you can enjoy your digital editions of Living the Country Life.
I make really good strawberry jam, and my neighbor makes mouth-watering kringla. If we got together with others in our area to trade our specialty foods with each other, we'd have what's known as a food swap. Kate Payne from Austin, Texas, is the originator of the food swap concept that is growing in popularity around the country. She says folks gather in groups of 10 to 25 and trade homemade, homegrown foods.
For example, half a dozen eggs swapped for a jar of jam or jelly that you made, or a loaf of bread for some home brewed beer. You know, just lots of cool different item by item swaps that you do.
When you first get to the food swap, you set up your wares on a table and fill out a swap sheet. The top part tells all about the item you've brought. The bottom part is for people to note that they're interested in your item and what they have to trade. No money changes hands, but Payne says there is plenty of negotiation going on, especially when the bell rings to officially start the food swap. She compares it to the opening of the stock market.
It was quiet and kind of people mingling, but then all of a sudden the volume goes up. Everyone's trying to hash out their trades, like, oh, I want some eggs. I'd love some of that kombucha. Here's what I got. What do you want, any of these? The swap sheets are a really good way to start that trading process because it helps people know who's already interested in their items, who they might want to talk to. You kind of hunt them down real fast at the swap.
You can host a food swap anywhere the goods can be set up, such as your home or a community hall. There should be rules, but keep things simple by requiring swap items to be homemade, homegrown, or foraged. Learn more about organizing a food swap or where to find one at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online.
Mason County Garbage and Recycling on Johns Prairie here in Shelton is pleased to offer safe and efficient removal services. Mason County Garbage and Recycling is always mindful of environmental standards and is continuously striving for the highest excellence. Mason County Garbage and Recycling, upholding your trust within the community. Questions? Call 426-8729. In Belfair, 275-4590.
Hi, this is Kelly Crabtree from Maple Glen Senior Living, where we believe that Christmas is the best time of year. For the staff and residents at Maple Glen, it's a time for enjoying friends and family and for sending warmest wishes to special people like you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us at Maple Glen.
Greetings of the season from the folks at the Camilchi Dental Center. They wish you the joys of Christmas and prosperity throughout the new year. Again, best wishes and Merry Christmas from the Camilchi Dental Center.
Need a ride? Call 426-8294. Mason County Taxi, 426-8294. Anytime, anywhere. Call when you need a quick, affordable ride. 426-TAXI, 426-8294.
The traditional light bulb. It's brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Beth Gizzi from the Salmon Center, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
All right, good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in with us here on AM 1030 and FM 103.3. Also live streaming this morning on KMAS.com on our YouTube channel. You'll see the link right there on the website, above the fold, if you will. Before you have to start scrolling down, you'll see Daybreak Live. You just click that little play button. You are good to go. Every year, people pass away for very different reasons. There are natural reasons. There are times of war, people. And then there are the folks that
are stupid.
Are just idiots.
So you've got your Grammy Awards, your SAG Awards, your Oscars are coming up, and then you've got the Darwin Awards every year.
Yes.
There's literally hundreds of Darwin Awards of people who are just not quite wired up correctly and ultimately face a demise that probably could have been avoided if they thought like the rest of us, or thought normally, or just thought.
Deep breath, think about the situation. Who are some of these?
So there's some good ones. And we'll start out with this one. This one got an honorable mention, did not get the award of the year. We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
But here's a chef in a nice fancy hotel in Switzerland who lost a finger in a meat cutting machine.
Yikes.
Okay. So he submitted he thought I was going to put the finger was going to go in the meat. And no, we're not going that direction. He did submit a claim, though, to his insurance company. And the insurance company is a little suspect about things. They're thinking, well, probably some negligence going on here. So they send one of their crack agents to go have a look for himself. He tried the machine, and He, too, lost his finger. They approved the chef's
So
claim.
he was legitimate.
Yeah, he was.
It was a real thing.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah. This is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's just, the next one is a guy shoveling snow for an hour to clear a space for his car. You know, these Chicago blizzards are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They fill up your spot really quick. So hour of snow, that's really hard work. Goes and gets his car, comes back, and a woman had taken his space.
Oh, come on.
So understandably, he shot her.
Oh, my gosh.
He killed her.
Chicago. Yikes.
Put him off the streets. He had a little bit of an anger management thing going there.
You know, you can people have heart attacks when they do that stuff, sweeping the snow and shoveling the snow. And I can only imagine Chicago. They get hit hard right on the lake.
And that snow will make you grumpy.
You ain't kidding.
We talked about this one earlier this year. This was a true story in Zimbabwe.
Uh-huh. I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? I do. Maybe I saw it on TV. I thought we did it on the show. So there was a bus driver in Zimbabwe, and he stopped for some drinks.
Okay.
But he was supposed to be transporting these mental patients, 20 of them, from one location to another. And, of course, when he stopped for drinks, they go, well, we may be crazy, but we're not that crazy. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Out the bus they go. They all spread out and gone. They're gone. He comes out, and there's nobody in the bus. Now, he's in big trouble.
Yeah.
He's been drinking on the job, and all of his patients are gone. So he goes by, the pretty good part of this is he is thinking here. He goes, okay, I'll just drive up here to this bus stop and tell everybody it's free bus, free rides. Don't worry about it. So he fills up the bus with people that think they're going to, their location. And then he drives them to the mental hospital instead. He jumps out of the bus and tells the staff, he goes, hey, these guys are really excitable right now, and they're prone to bizarre fantasies.
Like
so
that they're not supposed to be there.
Don't listen to what they're saying. This is your load here.
Oh my God.
See you later. They didn't discover the deception at the hospital, the mental hospital, for 3 days. They didn't believe these people. They were all normal people stuck in a mental institution for 3 days trying to plead their case. I'm normal. Yeah, sure. Right. Yeah. You want some of these meds?
Everybody's normal in here.
Yeah.
What?
That's quite a story, isn't it?
3 days. Come on.
Before they got it all straightened out. I mean, somebody's family had to finally say, where's my dad? Last time he was supposed to be coming home from work. Oh, that's just crazy.
All right, here's one for you about a guy, American teenager, recovering in the hospital. He got hit by a train. Head wounds, his head.
Oh, yeah.
Now, asked why.
Yeah.
What's going on here, kid? He goes, well, I'm trying to see how close I can get to the moving train with my head.
With my head, without getting
hit.
I went a little too far.
A little too far. Do those things have mirrors, like backup mirrors and stuff that you would get your head knocked? Or is it just...
No, he was laying by the tracks.
Oh, wow. Well, scary.
Yeah, stupid. See, that is stupid. Bottom line here through these Darwin Wars. Now, here's the guy, thirsty. So, I know, I'll just throw the cinder block through this liquor store window and grab me a bottle and get the heck out of here. So he heaves this big block over his head and right at the window, and the cinder block bounces back and hits him right in the head and knocked him out. On camera. This was caught on camera. I saw this one. And
so
it was plexiglass. The window was plexiglass. Yeah. And he got caught. We'll give you the champion of it all after the news, which is coming your way next. And right now we have CNBC and a business report for you. ABC News, Marilyn Foster, Jeff and Dale, and Daybreak, and you on a Thursday. Good morning.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. The markets are trying to break a 3-day losing streak. The Dow's up 40 points, the Nasdaq higher by 14. The number of Americans filing for first-time unemployment claims last week rose to a 5-month high. The Labor Department says initial jobless claims are up a greater than expected 282,000. Meantime, import prices fell in November on cheaper oil prices. And with crude below $40 per barrel, energy companies are struggling with the dividend. Kinder Morgan cutting its dividend payout by 75%. Freeport-McMoRan suspending its dividend altogether. And Chesapeake Energy, Marathon Oil, and Lynn Energy have either cut or postponed theirs for the year. A big shakeup in the corner office of American International Group. AIG says 4 of its top 15 executives will be leaving the insurance company as part of its management restructuring. Chris Maurer, CNBC.
There are no guarantees in love, but there is a guarantee from EH Plus by eHarmony, our new personal matchmaking service. At EH Plus, your own personal matchmaker gets to know you so well, we can guarantee introductions that will be satisfying and exciting. EH Plus goes far beyond regular online dating sites, and that's a guarantee. Visit us at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-930-LOVE.
The gift that keeps on giving is almost always just a metaphor. Open it once, gift over. But at TGI Fridays, we have the gift that actually does keep on giving. For just $10, get any endless app, like one of 8 flavors of boneless wings, and we'll keep them coming over and over again. For a bit more, you can switch to another app. Loaded potato skins? Sure. Pan-seared pot stickers? Fine. You can even try them all. We don't care. We're just excited about giving, and then giving some more. Endless apps with endless choice are back at TGI Fridays. At participating restaurants for a limited time. While supplies last.
CNBC Business Radio reports are on KMAS Shelton, Monday through Friday, 6:58, 1:33, and 4:33.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Karen Chase.
16 shots and a cover-up!
16 shots and a cover-up are at least 17 reasons Chicago protesters are calling for Mayor Rahm Emanuel to resign. Protests persist today against his handling of the police shooting of a black teen, despite his tearful apology yesterday. Are terrorists using matchmaking websites to unite like-minded jihadists? The FBI is looking into it after learning the San Bernardino shooters met through a dating website and may have been planning earlier attacks. ABC Chief Investigative Correspondent Brian Ross has the latest.
Whatever U.S. background checks were done for Malik's so-called fiancé visa, they failed to discover that someone espousing jihadist violence was being allowed into the country. The FBI director said his agents are investigating whether terrorist matchmakers are using fiancé visas to get their people into the U.S.
Matt Damon, Steve Carell, Leo DiCaprio, and Kristen Bale are among the nominees for Golden Globes for Best Actor in a Dramatic Movie. The announcement was made this morning. Best Actress nominees in comedy movies included Amy Schumer, Jennifer Lawrence, and Lily Tomlin. The Best Movie nominees were announced by America Ferrera.
The Big Short, Joy, The Martian, Spy, Trainwreck.
The movie Carol was the most nominated, getting 5 nods, including Best Picture and Best Actress nods for Kate Winslet and Rooney Mara. Changes are on the menu at Chipotle. Company founder Steve Ellis says he is deeply sorry for the E. coli and norovirus outbreaks linked to Chipotle restaurants, but he also said it's just an unfortunate series of events and shouldn't make people afraid to eat there. Ellis told the Today Show that 4 company executives have been fired, and the company has imposed safety and health standards well above government regulations. He is vowing to make Chipotle the safest place to eat. A Florida man accused of growing weed in a warehouse should have read the manual where it says pot can make you paranoid. Thinking helicopters overhead were police looking for him, he dialed 911 to surrender. This is ABC News.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Call Quicken Loans now to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. And for 6 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the 2nd year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN. or visit quickenloans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equalizing lender, license in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
The gift that keeps on giving is almost always just a metaphor. Open it once, gift over. But at TGI Fridays, we have the gift that actually does keep on giving. For just $10, get any endless app, like one of 8 flavors of boneless wings, and we'll keep them coming over and over again. For a bit more, you can switch to another app. Loaded potato skins? Sure. Pan-seared pot stickers? Fine. You can even try them all. We don't care. We're just excited about giving and then giving some more. Endless apps with endless choice are back at TGI Fridays. At participating restaurants for a limited time. While supplies last, other restrictions apply.
A new government rule taking effect today will change the way some 3 million truckers keep track of their time behind the wheel. More from ABC's Scott Goldberg.
The problem, as explained in this video from the safety group The Trucking Alliance, is until now, drivers have only been required to keep records on paper.
Surprisingly, truck drivers self-monitor their driving time, a system that hasn't changed since the 1930s.
And those records aren't very hard to fudge, meaning tired and potentially dangerous drivers might be on the road. The new rule from the Federal Motor Carrier Association says trucking companies must install electronic logging devices that automatically record driving time, something regulators say will help uncover violations while saving money and lives. Scott Goldberg, ABC News.
Critics are asking what could go wrong, but gun rights activists are staging a mock mass shooting on Saturday to protest gun-free zones on university campuses. Actors will be shot with cardboard guns, gunshot sounds played through bullhorns, and the scene will be staged with fake blood. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Marilyn Foster. As of late yesterday afternoon, there were only about 10 customers left without power, and Mason PUD3 was in the mop-up stage in the restoration of electricity. PUD3 crews continued to make repairs in small, isolated areas. The weather station at Sanderson Field near Shelton registered a wind gust of 56 miles per hour early yesterday morning. The county was hammered by because of storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. The largest outages were in the Lake Cushman area, about 400 customers, and Island Lake, almost 200 customers. The after-school activity bus service will no longer be a general public service. The service is currently provided under a contract between the Shelton School District and Mason Transit Authority. It's operated by the Shelton School District using its school buses and drivers and then paid for by MTA. Back in November, the Shelton School District Board voted to end the contract. They will absorb the service into the school district's transportation provisions, which will serve only students of the school district. MTA will absorb the general public service into its existing operations. The superintendent of the Shelton School District, Dr. Alex Apostle, said this will not have any impact on the current after-school activity bus service for students. Toby Kevin and Barb Weeza visited Daybreak to talk with the community about the fact that Parish Hall, that has served 40,000 dinners so far this year, almost 100 a day, is up for sale. They need to raise $200,000, and you can help. And a generous donor has made quite an offer.
I'm very interested in as many people donating as possible. It's that for me, the numbers that are important is the number of people who say they want to support us. If it's $1, we want it. If it's $50, fine. 100. If it's 1,000. The thing that's happened that really leverages us this year is that a very generous donor has come forward. That person is willing to match donations up to a total of $100,000.
Amazing.
Shelton and Mason County, this is your building. This building is about serving people in the community. This is about the over 250 volunteers, all people in the community that have come together to serve the community in the building. This is your opportunity.
Send your tax-deductible gift to Community Lifeline Capital Campaign, P.O. Box 698, Shelton, Washington, 98584. You can also find that address along with the full interview on the Daybreak page at KMAS.com. I'm Marilyn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3 and always on KMAS.com.
Tune in all season long to NFL Preview right here on Westwood One. Hi, this is Boomer Esiason. Join me and Scott Graham each week as we preview
the entire NFL schedule. We'll break down each matchup and tell you what to watch out for so you can be ready for all the NFL action. If you want the most comprehensive look inside the National Football League, then you need to tune into NFL Preview right here.
7:30 Sunday morning on AM 1030, FM 103.3, KMAS News Radio.
Hi, I'm Ken Slater, the Roof Doctor. If you're like me, your family's important, so make sure that they're well taken care of. One of the best ways to do that is to provide a safe and warm home to live in. For over 50 years, the Roof Doctor has been helping families stay safe and warm by building roofs that last for generations. Our teams have some of the most experienced roofers in the area, and we only use the highest quality materials to keep your family safe, warm, and dry. That's the Roof Doctor. Give us a call.
Pair of NBA division leaders meet up in Toronto and a Hail Mary in Detroit. Hi, everybody. Todd Ant reporting on sports. San Antonio's 4-game winning streak is over as the Raptors got past the Spurs 97-94 in a rare loss for San Antonio, now 18-5. In Detroit, it took a prayer from Grizzlies' Matt Barnes to pull off a road win in Detroit.
Rebound grab by Barnes. 3 seconds. Barnes heaves at half court. Oh, he made it. He made it from 45 feet with a second remaining.
On WMFS-FM, and the desperation three-point heave gave Memphis a 93-92 victory over the Pistons. Late comeback in Atlanta.
Bazemore saves it, shoots the three, and makes it. And Kent Bazemore with the three-pointer.
On WCNN, Paul Millsap scored 20 points in Atlanta's 98-95 decision over Dallas. The Clippers picked up their third consecutive win.
The Heather Griffin makes the catch. Oh, my! It's not a dunk, but he grabs the ball at the dotted line and in one motion turns to the rim and lays it in.
On KFWB, Blake Griffin had 21 points, 14 rebounds. J.J. Redick, a season-high 31, and the Clippers 109-95 trouncing of the Bucks in Milwaukee. College hoops, top-ranked Michigan State was an easy winner.
Van Dyke top the circle, Ellis for another three ball. He got it! That's 2 in a row for Alvin Ellis.
On the Spartans Radio Network, Michigan State ripped Maryland Eastern Shore 78-35, and number 2 Kansas checks in with a win.
Diallo flush it home.
On ESPN, Sheck Diallo with 12 points, and Kansas improved to 7-1 by slamming Holy Cross 92-59. Busy at the winter meetings, the Mets trade for Pirates second baseman Neil Walker in exchange for lefty John Neese. Here's Mets assistant general manager John Ricco.
A guy we had on our short list, but didn't know if he'd be available. He fits on a lot of different levels. Switch hitter. He's got some power. A real good fit for our team, and I think we're pretty happy to have him.
Second baseman Chase Utley and the Dodgers finalized a one-year contract. The Giants and free agent pitcher Jeff Samardzija agreed on a 5-year contract, and the Mariners acquired first baseman Adam Lind from the Brewers for minor league pitchers. Todd Ant, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3. Got ahead of myself there. I got the point before the threes. And streaming online on KMAS.com. Good morning and welcome to a Thursday, the 10th day of December. 15 days till Christmas. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, I know when it is. Whoa, my God.
Seahawks in Baltimore to take on the Ravens.
Yeah.
Decimated by injuries.
Yeah, they are.
Scary game for Seattle because you're playing a team that is at the core a pretty good team. Coached well. Good system.
Mm-hmm.
Have lost a couple of close ones. Could have a whole total different record. They're out of quarterbacks, though. They have their backup, Matt Schaub.
Yeah.
Scheduled to start, but he's got a chest injury that he suffered last week. So starting quarterback duties may fall to Jimmy Clausen. He took first-team snaps at practice this week. If Jimmy Clausen starts against Seattle, he joins a very rare club of quarterbacks that start against common teams with two different teams. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
So let me back up a little bit. Clausen started week 3 against Seattle when he played for the Chicago Bears.
That's right, because Cutler was out.
Cutler was hurt. Clausen got the start. So he started against Seattle. And we beat him.
Yes.
And so if he starts this Sunday for Baltimore, that is only one of 5 other quarterbacks that have ever done that, where you started the season with one team, ended up with another team, but yet still played the same team more than once in a season. Some weird cool. Kyle Orton, who used to be a Denver quarterback and then went to Chicago in the middle of the season, and then got claimed by Kansas City. Pretty crazy. He played Green Bay and Oakland as the Denver quarterback, and then Green Bay and Oakland as the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, all in what season was that? 19. He did that. He did that with in 2011. 1998 kick, and he started all those, and then he ended up going from New Orleans to Tampa Bay. And let's see who else. Way back in the day. So Norm Snead, 1974, did it, and Jack Kemp, and former congressman, by the way, back before his congressman days. He started.
Bob Dole's running mate, right?
He started, huh?
Bob Dole's running mate.
Yeah, I believe so. Anyway, he did it as well. So a short list that Jimmy Glosson can be a part of NFL history.
I mean, there's
at least you're in the books. And now, if he goes down, I don't know what Baltimore's got left on the roster.
How does that work? I don't know if I've ever seen a situation where the third quarterback goes down. You know, in baseball, they'll bring in the catcher, or the third baseman will maybe pitch an inning if it gets really, really bad
and deep. Yeah.
But I mean, how do you throw a left guard into the quarterback position?
All those pro players were really, 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 really good high school players. Even the center for your team, even the guards on these pro teams, they were running backs or they had ball skills.
Okay.
So they'll pull somebody that's got a quarterback history at some level, and you take snaps for the rest of the game.
Wow.
I don't want to. You want your paycheck? Yeah, okay.
Well, then you'll do it.
Then you'll do it. So we have, speaking of the NFL, we do have a game tonight on the radio. The Vikings and the Cardinals. And kickoff at 5. Join us for that. Also, this Sunday, the Baltimore Seahawks game will start at 8 a.m. with our pregame festivities. Get into party mode and then kick off at 10 a.m. The only upside to the early start. So you got pretty much all of Sunday left to do whatever you want.
I love it. All right.
All right, that's sports. You've got weather.
Yeah, 47 and cloudy now. We yesterday 3/4 of an inch happened at Sanderson Field, so much less than we had seen. 65 hundredths of an inch today. 50, 45 tomorrow, quarter inch.
Not even hardly worth mentioning.
Yeah, 1.25 inches coming up on Saturday. Just a slight chance of rain on Sunday. Good morning to you.
No.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the southernmost tide pool of Puget Sound, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak here, KMAS.
KMAS. How you doing?
All right, we'll finish up here these Darwin Awards. This one comes to us by way of just up the road, Seattle. And then Dale will have the big winner, or wiener, depending on
big wiener.
How you think about it.
What happened in Seattle, Jeff?
We are at number 10 on this list. A man attempted to siphon gas from a motorhome parked on a Seattle street by sucking on a hose. He got more than he bargained for. Police arrived to find a man curled up next to the motorhome near
a very sick man.
So there are different tanks in recreational vehicles that hold different things.
One holds the fuel.
You want to make sure you find the fuel. The other
one holds.
Bad one either. People that ride in that thing.
Now you're talking.
Spilled sewage around this guy. Police spokesperson says the man admitted to trying to steal gas, plugged the siphon into the sewage tank by mistake.
Oh, gosh.
Owner of the vehicle declined to press charges, saying it was the best laugh he ever had.
Oh, man. That is.
Must have been in the middle of the night.
That is horrible.
And I think they're all right kind of next to each other.
Yeah.
All right. Who's numero uno?
I got numero uno. Just one real quickie from Ann Arbor. A guy walks into a Burger King, 6 a.m., flashes the gun. Give me all your cash. And the clerk said, well, I can't open the cash register without a food order. All right, give me some onion rings.
Okay.
Goes, we don't have those on the breakfast menu. The guy turned around and walked out.
Oh, jeez.
Dumbass. All right.
An idiot.
Here we go. Let's get to number one.
Please.
The big buildup is always a little bit of a letdown, but this is kind of cool. This happened in Long Beach, California, when his .38 caliber revolver failed to fire at his intended victim during a holdup. The would-be robber James Elliott did something that can only inspire wonder. He peered down the barrel and tried that trigger again. And this time it worked.
Wah, wah.
He wins the 2015 Darwin Award for,
Where do you get these things?
They evolve among us.
They find you. You've got some folks on your email lists. I tell you what, that's awesome.
They would be right there. So we want to thank Brian and my friends who keep me in the loop for all these important things that come in my email.
No real guests today, Dale. Just to focus on Shelton. We think is going to happen around 8:40 or so. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
The big event going on today, a lot of folks may not be around the area as the Mason County Economic Development Council is going to be involved in a big event down at the Great Wolf Lodge. Now, we have checked the forecasts and the road conditions and everything that looks good to head down to the Great Wolf in Chehalis, just off the interstate for, let me get the for sure what they're doing. But it's a big gathering of all the regional areas is to kind of look ahead to the next year for the Regional Economic Forecast and Innovation Expo. And folks,
really a pretty cool deal.
Yeah. Folks from all around the community will be gathered and to hear speakers and to speak on the future of this area in the next year.
Yeah.
Lynn Longan from the EDC here will be one of the speakers, and we'll tell you a little bit more about the stuff happening. You can still head on down there. It's today.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Christmas is a time for enjoying friends and family, for spreading cheer and goodwill. For LC3, it's also a time to send warmest wishes to the special people who they number among their friends and customers. Best wishes from LC3.
Greetings of the season from the folks at the Economic Development Council of Mason County. They wish you the joys of Christmas and prosperity throughout the new year. Again,
best wishes and happy holidays from the EDC.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
This is the sound of crispy bacon. This is the sound of pepper bacon. And this is the sound of Canadian bacon. And this is the sound of Papa Murphy's Bacon, Bacon, Bacon Pizza. You know why you don't hear anything? It was delicious. Bring home a large Papa Murphy's signature Bacon, Bacon, Bacon Pizza, topped with crispy, pepper, and Canadian bacon. Just $12. Try it as a fresh pan for just $1 more. Fresh made, fresh baked, fresh craving. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
this is Patty Verney. I'm the store director at Nifty Thrifty, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on News Radio 1030 KMAS.
Thanks, Patty. Good morning to you all. It's Daybreak at KMAS, and in the early morning news show, First Light from 3 to 5 here on KMAS. When I was on my way in, I was listening to it, and they were talking about going on vacation or where you would go on holiday if you had a chance. Some guy called in and said Pearl Harbor. Another guy said Brussels for the Battle of the Bulge. Just kind of, Pearl Harbor Day was just the other day. And
yeah.
There's a lot of fans of people going to go see where these big events happened in history. And there's another big place that has got not a military history behind it, but a musical history behind it, to be sure. And we hear this music in the background a little bit, maybe starts to bring you back to the summer of '68.
Oh, yeah. And an enlightened moment in the lives of the Beatles.
The abandoned site in India where they went to go see the Maharishi Yogi.
Yes.
It had been shut down for a long time. Well, they have just since reopened it to the public. So not only were the Beatles there, but Donovan, Mike Love from the Beach Boys, and Mia Farrow all traveled to this 18-acre ashram farm in February of '68 to study transcendental meditation with the yogi there.
Right.
Site originally leased to the guru by the government of India in '57. They left in the '70s. In 2003, the ashram, which was eventually reclaimed by nature, was taken over by the local forestry department. So then they kind of had it, and they always knew.
The forest department?
Yeah, because nature happened.
Okay.
So between the 70s and now,
yeah,
nature happened. And, Beatles fans would traditionally go, kind of sneak around maybe, bribing the gatekeeper to get in. But the Indian government finally realized that this is a draw. And why wouldn't it be a draw?
Yeah, tourist draw. Sure.
So to get in, pretty cheap, about $2.25 for Indian citizens. If you're a foreigner heading over, $10.50 to 150 rupees, 700 rupees for foreigners.
All right.
So if we want to go, we pay $10, get in. They clean the place up, line the pathways with flowers. They're also going to do a cafe and a souvenir shop.
You can thank the era of Nehru jackets to this moment in time, 1968. Your parents would know what I'm talking about. That was a style statement back in the day. Nehru jackets. Yeah. Oh, they were styling.
Heck yeah. I've wanted one of these for a while.
Man, with a little tiny collar.
I like these. I like those jackets.
Yeah, they should come back.
Oh man, this guy looks good with a vest even.
I heard the Roaring 20s or something just coming back.
Yeah, they are. Well, we're just 5 years away from the year of our Lord 2020.
Which was 100 years ago from the Roaring 20s.
Gee, many Christmas.
And it'll be the Roaring 20s all over again.
Yeah, I saw videos of flapper girls dancing, and they had the moves. I mean, this was from the other day.
They had the moves.
Recent ones.
So it would be your great-grandmother's moves now.
The flappers. Would you do this? Would you go to the Maharishi Yogi if you happen to find yourself in India?
If there was...
what would you do there? Just take a deep breath and bask in the transcendental meditation?
I would be quiet for a moment and tell everybody to shut up.
Hey,
can you say
I'm an American. Quiet.
I'm enlightening. Leave me alone. Yeah, it would be interesting. I mean, it would. I can't help but think it couldn't be. There had to be some kind of a little bit of a aura about that area.
Sure.
I mean, if you're there, you must feel something.
White Album is where they wrote many of the songs. This is where they wrote many of the songs for the White Album. This is a great factoid for you. Band was going to be there for 3 months working on stuff.
Yeah.
Old Ringo, unhappy with the spicy food, left after 10 days.
Yeah, I can't handle this.
This
curry's killing me.
Lennon, Harrison, and McCartney were there for about 6 weeks.
I think Harrison adapted the best of all of them and really adopted a lot of that Eastern philosophy the rest of his life.
Lennon's ex-wife, Cynthia, claimed in her memoir, John, in 2005, that her then husband and George Harrison decided to leave the retreat after one of their friends accused the Maharishi of acting inappropriate with a young female visitor. I never heard that story.
I hadn't heard that one either.
Wow. So you can go visit this now if you're in India, and just $10.50 there to get in.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Cheap. If you can afford to get to India, you can afford
Yeah, that's true.
Check out the Maharishi Yogi.
8:30 is when the conference convenes down at the Great Wolf Lodge for the Regional Economic Forecast and Innovation Expo. Lynn Long, it was a pretty good one. We talked about a couple different things, and I never thought about this. If you're a military guy and your contract ends for, I don't even know, let's just say a food service.
Okay.
Your food service contract, which means every day you come in, you bring a breakfast and a coffee. It's a 6-month contract. Well, we'll give you a deal because it's 6 months long. Well, now we can only do a deal for 7 days. That really does screw people up, doesn't it?
It screws it up big time because nobody's geared for a 1 week advance or a 1 week contract, or they're all bigger.
That's not how it works in the world.
It takes them a week to get everybody assembled to go do something.
And I don't think there's any, there's no physical money being changed hands in Congress.
No.
Under the table, maybe.
Yeah, well, maybe so.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they do these deals. They're like, oh, there's not going to be that big of a problem. The government's just still turned on. But when it comes to the people making the contracts,
they're handcuffed there at that juncture.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to make a break for news at 7:30.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Mary Lynn Foster. As of late yesterday afternoon, there were only about 10 customers left without power, and Mason PUD3 was in the mop-up stage in the restoration of electricity. PUD3 crews continued to make repairs in small, isolated areas. The weather station at Sanderson Field near Shelton registered a wind gust of 56 miles per hour early yesterday morning. The county was hammered by multiple lightning strikes in a thunderstorm that rolled through the region. Up to 700 total customers had their electrical service cut because of storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. The largest outages were in the Lake Cushman area, about 400 customers, and Island Lake, almost 200 customers. The after-school activity bus service will no longer be a general public service. The service is currently provided under a contract between the Shelton School District and Mason Transit Authority. It's operated by the Shelton School District using its school buses and drivers, and then paid for by MTA. Back in November, the Shelton School District Board voted to end the contract. They will absorb the service into the school district's transportation provisions, which will serve only students of the school district. MTA will absorb the general public service into its existing operations. The superintendent of the Shelton School District, Dr. Alex Apostle, said this will not have any impact on the current after-school activity bus service for students. Toby Kevin and Barb Wiesa visited Daybreak to talk with the community about the fact that Parish Hall, that has served 40,000 dinners so far this year, almost 100 a day, is up for sale. They need to raise $200,000, and you can help. And a generous donor has made quite an offer.
I'm very interested in as many people donating as possible. It's like, for me, the numbers that are important is the number of people who say they want to support us. If it's $1, we want it. If it's $50, fine. 100. If it's 1,000. The thing that's happened that really leverages us this year is that a very generous donor has come forward. That person is willing to match donations up to a total of $100,000.
Amazing.
Shelton and Mason County, this is your building. This building is about serving people in the community. This is about the over 250 volunteers, all people in the community that have come together to serve the community in the building. This is your opportunity.
Send your tax-deductible gift to Community Lifeline Capital Campaign, P.O. Box 698, Shelton, Washington, 98584. You can also find that address along with the full interview on the Daybreak page at KMAS.com. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3, and always on KMAS.com.
Some other car dealers only worry about selling you cars, often crippling you with interest rates that are through the roof. Not Whitney Chevrolet. Our finance guy is an expert at getting the finance you need at surprisingly low interest rates. Recently, we got a young lady without any credit history who had been turned down at other dealers at an extremely low interest rate. Now that's a big deal. Check out our inventory at whitneychev.com, then come in and see us.
A $150 negotiable document fee may be added to the price of all vehicles.
Just down the road to Whitney.
Hi, it's Dale from the Daybreak Show, inviting you to join Jeff Slakey and myself every morning from 6 till 9. We have what we think is a pretty compelling mix of news, information, and interviews.
Hi, this is Dick Taylor from the Port of Shelton.
Hi, this is Mike Patty, Assistant Chief with Central Mason Fire and EMS.
This is Detective William Adam at the Mason County Sheriff's Office.
This is Commissioner Randy Netherland, and you're listening to Daybreak.
Daybreak.
Daybreak. Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS.
On KMAS.
On Newsradio 1030 KMAS.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3 and KMAS.com, where you'll see audio and video this morning. Well, you won't see the audio, but you'll hear the audio and see the video. Is that correct?
Hear the audio, see the video.
Wax on, wax off. Thursday night football tonight, Minnesota Vikings taking on the Arizona Cardinals. We have the game for you at 5 today.
So the Cardinals have clinched.
No, tomorrow. Or
if they win.
If they win and we lose, they clinch.
The West. So is there still a scenario where we could win the West?
Yes, yes.
Oh, so I really do need to root for the Vikings.
Yes, heartily.
I was wondering if it would be better for Arizona to win to pad our wild card positioning.
Well, I don't know that would have an impact on it. It would drop Minnesota behind us quite a ways. There's that.
So that's a good thing.
But mathematically, we could be playing for the NFC West on the final game of the season against Arizona.
Oh, whoa.
So if there's a 2-game swing between now and then over the next 3 games.
Right.
So, let's just do a scenario here. Seattle wins their next 3.
Okay.
And Arizona, for whatever reason, stubs their toe and loses 2 of the next 3. We're in a dead heat. They have won the tiebreaker so far, but if we beat them on their turf by a better margin of victory than what they beat us by, then we are the NFC West champs.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That would be something.
Yeah, that's what.
In fact, we may not even have to look at our if we have the same record and we beat them in Arizona, and if they stumbled 2 out of the next 3, that would also include a couple of our own brethren in the NFC West. So would have had to lose to St. Louis or somebody anyway. So there's still a shot. We probably are really gunning for that number 5 wild card position, because that position will probably take on the worst division leader, conference leader, which would be whoever wins the NFC East.
Yeah.
I don't want it, you take it. No, we don't want it, you take it. Dallas, Washington. Washington is in first, by the way, after losing to Dallas last week. Dallas has just won their 3rd game of the year. They're 1 game out of first.
Oh, my gosh.
It's amazing. So the winner of that division, no matter what their record is, will take on the number 5, the best record of the wild cards, because it's the worst of the conference champs and the best of the wild card records, seeds. So that's how crazy it is. So I think in our heart of hearts, the reality is that if we make it in as a wild card, and if we get that 5 slot, we should be able to take that first round against whoever ends up at the the Vikings and the Cardinals will be Vikings fans, I think, tonight. Still want to be a Viking fan. Also, high school bowling this afternoon at Westside Lanes, the High Climbers Whole Central Kitsap, and swimming for the boys this afternoon at 3:30 at the Shelton Pool. And I'll check that they're going down the road. The boys swimming team will be at the Wilson Pool. Wilson. Mariners, Jiminy Christmas, the most frisky team in the winter meetings ever. I think they've had 9 trades.
Wow.
Jerry DePoto has put his mark on this team. We'll see what happens. Latest development was a 32-year-old first baseman from Milwaukee, Adam Lind. got a pretty good stick, good defender, and we had to give up 3 teenage minor league pitchers for Adam Lind, who's signing a 1-year deal with us, and then we'll be a free agent. So just shoring things up a little bit there on the home front. And you may or may not have heard that Darren Bevel is, still the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. He's not leaving to go to Brigham Young. There was some rumor yesterday that he may take that job offering. All they did was offer a chance to talk to him, which was kiboshed not only by Bevel, but by his coach, Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
So he's not interested.
I'll give him the message, but...
Yeah, thanks for calling, BYU, go Cougs, but no.
Pretty sure he's not available.
Pretty sure he's got stuff on his mind right now, like Baltimore. All right, that's sports.
47 out there right now. Good morning to you. Cloudy skies, off and on rain for the next couple of hours here. Had 3/4 of an inch of rain yesterday, 1/3 of an inch or so today, 1/4 inch tomorrow, over an inch again, though, Saturday. Sunday looks clear, and looking ahead into next week, there may be some potential for snow if you're in a higher elevation, but at the lowland area, just looking at just slight rain next week. Actually, next week does not look that bad here. Again, it's 47 right now.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the artesian waters of South Puget Sound, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak at KMAS and KMAS.com, 740, and we do appreciate you tuning in this morning. Yeah. We appreciate you tuning in. A lot of options out there.
Oh, yeah. You got choices. More than when I was a kid. We had AM or...
you had AM and
AM.
2 cans and a string. See what the neighbor's up to.
Or Mighty Mouse on Channel 11. But that was about it, so you couldn't really take Mighty Mouse with you on the road.
The other day we were talking about a merger that some public TV channel up in Seattle, whatever the only one is, I suppose, they're merging, remember? Did you hear that?
Yes.
With some Crosscut or some web service. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Terry Allen, who works here, he does the community calendars and some other things for us at the station, we were chatting, and we were just talking about past broadcasters on KMAS.
Oh my gosh, there was a roster. Remember we had that whiteboard all filled up?
We did. At one time we had it all filled up with names. And one of the guys that worked here, and you may remember this, I think it was maybe before your time, but maybe not. The old Ranger Rick. Like the host of Ranger Rick was here for a little while.
Charlie Bird?
Yeah, I think that was his name.
Yeah.
Were you here for that?
Well, I missed Charlie Bird, and may he rest in peace. But I met that Charlie Bird and knew him. He is the one that taught me how to run the board at KBRO in Bremerton. When I got hired there to do mornings.
What?
So my first Saturday or Sunday, I went into the KBRO. He says, don't say that.
First thing.
First thing. Don't say that. Okay.
Hey, I love being here at KBRO.
KBRO. No, not KBRO. KBRO. All right. So anyway, and this is the year of the St. Helens, 1980.
Okay.
And Charlie he did weekends there, and so he was probably the best announcer they had on staff, but he had something else, other gig during the week, so he only worked weekends. Then the owner said, you go see Charlie and spend the day with him. You'll be ready to go on Monday. All right. And nice guy. And I enjoyed my relationship with Charlie over the years. And then I did understand that he ended up working here nights and overnights for quite some time. And, like all of us in the bright spotlights of show business, we have a hard time with our personal lives. And so.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Have no idea. But anyway, he was a good guy. And what a great voice. Beautiful, deep voice. And he was Ranger Rick on KSTW or something.
One of those channels.
Yeah. Yep, indeed. And there's another Charlie Bird who's a jazz guitarist. That's a different guy altogether. Okay, just to keep everybody's stories straight. But I never got to meet him here. He was gone by the time.
But you did run paths with him. What a crazy deal.
Small world deal. Radio world is small.
Yeah, it surely is. All right, good morning to you. Coming up in the next week or so here on KMAS next Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, we've got the next GOP debate for you from the Venetian in beautiful Las Vegas. 2 o'clock.
That would be worth going live just to
see what's going on down there. 2 o'clock is when we'll start our coverage. Goes until 9 in the evening. Both debates. It's going to be like a 7-7 split, I believe.
Sounds like a great night for pizza.
It could be a great night to just hunker down and hang out, listen to what everybody has to say. The next Saturday coming up, that'd be the 19th. We've got the next Democratic debate.
Yeah.
From 5 until 8. And then right at 8, we're going to jump over to Gonzaga basketball.
Boom. Right at the tip-off.
That's the programming for next Saturday, the 19th.
We got high school basketball for everybody tomorrow night. The Lady Climbers. And the unique part about our game tomorrow night, live video stream of the game on KMAS.com.
With you and I.
With you and I. Just you and I. Yes, so play-by-play in color from me, camera action here.
I'm going to learn basketball.
And we're excited about that. So Jeff and I are going to finish out the month of December doing high climber basketball on the internet. And it's very exciting, a great opportunity. And I got to brush up on some of my basketball chalk.
To the hole. Is that it, or to the hoop?
Yeah, and out at the elbow and
from the arc.
From the arc. Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. We were so encouraged by the response that you gave us regarding the coverage of the parade on Saturday night.
Yes.
So we huddled and says, listen, this is a good deal. People like to be able to see what's going on. And we've got a great vehicle to provide that for you on KMAS.com.
So why not?
So we're going to try it out tomorrow night. You'll be able to watch your kids and people from all around the world.
Yeah, tell grandma
to watch the game.
Watch and listen.
7 o'clock tomorrow night from the Mini Dome. It's 7:45.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Taylor Shellfish is a proud sponsor of the Environmentally Sound program for 5 generations of and prosperous Puget Sound. In partnership with nature, Taylor Shellfish brings you the freshest, most sustainable shellfish you'll ever eat. Visit their store at 136 Southeast Lynch Road, open daily from 10 to 6, and they're online at TaylorShellfishFarms.com. Green Diamond Resource Company has been on the landscape for over 120 years here in Mason County, growing and nurturing our working forests. These forests provide the best of all worlds: clean air and water, protection for fish and wildlife, areas for hunting, fishing, and other recreation, all while growing essential wood products from lumber to paper to renewable energy. At Green Diamond, stewardship is one of our core values and our business. We're proud of our role in keeping Mason County and Washington green.
This is Brian with the LaFlame Group at Eagle Home Mortgage, and we're here to present your real estate resource Mondays at 8:10 on Daybreak. Listen in while we interview the most knowledgeable people who represent you at one of the most important times in your life.
Real Estate Resource with Brian LaFlame from Eagle Home Mortgage. Mondays at 8:10 on Daybreak with Jeff and Dale. Learn how to make sense of the local home buying process.
Join me on Mondays as I talk with local professionals who help you every step of the way in your home purchasing process.
Debt is dumb. Dave Ramsey tells you why. Question comes from Dave in California. He says, is there ever a time when someone might be able to graduate from a cash-only system to the limited use of a credit card? I don't think that would be graduating. I think that would be being put back a grade. I don't know why you would graduate to stupidity. So why is it graduating to have the opportunity to go into debt? It's not graduating. Step back. Hi, this is Dave Ramsey. Tune into my show weekdays from noon to 3 here on KMAS.
The craziness is returning to the kennel.
Wiltshire behind his back with a dribble, and he scores. Got Tarnowski to his left, pulls up, shoots, scores, and a foul.
Zags basketball from IMG.
Corners, Nelson driving baseline, and a two-handed throw down dunk. Oh my goodness, Silas Nelson.
From tip-off to the final buzzer.
And throws it down with two hands.
Follow the action all season long on your home for Bulldogs basketball, the Gonzaga IMG Sports Network.
Hi, this is Jeremy Hicks from North Mason Regional Fire Authority. You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS 1030.
Oh my goodness, we had quite a little flurry here in the meantime here during that quick break.
Backing up out there, we had a mob scene going on in front of the
for sure
radio station. So.
We have got some great goodies.
Christmas goodies
from Rachel and Patty, and thank you so much for those. We'll be probably finishing.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
You're looking a little Santa-ish with that goat.
Yeah, well,
That's
it's that time of the year.
It was November, and you decided to carry it on through
Keep
to
it going.
December, or just a new look for Dennis.
New lifestyle changes.
All right, lifestyles. I like it. I like it.
When you retire, you just kind of look for new things.
Shift a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you officially done up at the penitentiary then?
I am.
Okay.
I'm officially retired.
Oh, congratulations.
And enjoying life now.
Yeah.
Doing wonderful things in the community. And
As you have,
going.
which you have had a past of doing.
Yeah.
And it's always good to see it. He's always, I turn around and there's Dennis. He's doing something. And so it's good to see you again. Haven't seen you for a while.
It's been a while.
I think I haven't seen you since spring out at the Little League ceremonies out
that
there.
Could be.
Yeah. So we have, in Janice's honor, the big food drive. Hope for the holidays. All day tomorrow at 1717 Olympic Highway North, the Edward Jones office building parking lot.
That's right, Dale. It looks like it's going to be a wet and wild one, but we're going to have fun.
We are going to have fun. Yeah, absolutely. And folks are encouraged to get non-perishable food items and pet food as well, and to drop it by. You'll have the tables out there. You'll have some goodies for people to sample. I suspect the whole system is exactly the same as we've grown accustomed to.
Pretty much. We've got a lot of helpers that are going to be out there, and I've got word from a reliable source that Santa's supposed to be out there at some point. So
that's important. Yeah.
Come on down and say hi to Santa, bring the kiddies, and pick up some treats and have a good time.
Yes, indeed. And help feed the hungry.
Absolutely.
And the less fortunate here of Mason County. Just all the donations distributed evenly among 3 food banks here in Mason County. Equal opportunity provider here on this event, and many years now, 13 years, I think. So that's been going on. So very exciting, an annual event that you're keeping going in memory of your late wife, Janice. You've been since remarried, though.
I have.
And you are moving on, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, that's terrific. And so Adele's your new bride.
She is.
And so that's very exciting. And you're retired, so you're no longer up at the penitentiary and just living you're living in a whole different world.
Yeah, it's definitely a different world. It's definitely a different world.
What are the hours of the food drive tomorrow?
We're going to be there from about 8 o'clock in the morning till probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, sure.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Depends on how many people we have that show up and drop food off.
Okay.
And if you miss the food drive tomorrow, Edward Jones will still accept food. So please go ahead and bring your donations. We've been accepting food all week.
Okay.
So we've been gathering all week. We have goodies up at the Edward Jones office. And
right now? So if somebody
right
wanted to
now,
drop something off today, you can get a jump on that?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Go in and pick you up a few goodies and say hi to Lori and the girls in there and appreciate all your help with helping all the homeless that we have and the people that are in need of these troubling times.
Oh boy, that's
there are a lot of them.
We definitely have a lot of people that are hurting out there.
Yeah, a lot of hungry folks.
And food banks are definitely looking for help.
So it's an annual event, and it is called the Hope for the Holidays Janusburg Food Drive. All day tomorrow, starting around 9 o'clock in the morning. You can stop by today if you'd like at 1717 Olympic Highway North and go on into the Edward Jones office itself, Lori's office, and make a donation that way. By the way, if you don't want to leave food but want to make a cash donation, you're okay with that?
Yes, we accept cash donations as well. They take the money and then they buy food coupons for meat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and it gets distributed amongst the 3 food banks as well.
Yeah, the good thing about the food bank people getting a hold of the cash is they can make that money go farther than we could if we went shopping.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they really double the mileage of the donation. So cash or non-perishable food items and or pet food, all gladly accepted with a big smile. You may luck out and see Santa out there. How about the Irene S. Reed class? Are they going to help you ring the bells out there on the sides of the Olympic Highway North?
Absolutely. They're going to be out there. I've got the food bank has rounded up some volunteers to come and help.
All right.
We need to come and say hi to the class 55 because they're getting up in their years now and it's getting harder and harder for them to be out there.
You bet. Yeah.
This is quite monumental for them to be out there and help as much as they can.
Yeah.
So please come say hi to everybody that's there.
Oh, yeah. They do shifts. They got it down to a science.
Yeah,
so
we do.
Well, have fun tomorrow, Dennis. Try to stay dry.
It's for a good cause.
It's for a wonderful cause. Jeff and I will be on the radio reminding people of the event all day tomorrow, letting folks know where to go and how they can help out in the annual food drive, the Hope for the Holidays food drive. Yeah.
And I want to thank KMAS and Dale. You've been there for pretty much the whole thing from the beginning.
I was actually at the genesis of it. It was a conversation that Janice and I had that started this thing. So I feel a little bit of pride about being associated with it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's thank you and the support that KMAS has provided through the years. It's been wonderful.
Oh yeah.
It's a great union between KMAS and Edward Jones and Hope for the Holidays.
Yeah. We wanted to be involved, the station did, in something during the holidays. So we were thinking our heads, putting our heads together and well, let's do something. So food drive came to light, and that's so conversation, one thing after another. And as you remember your wife fondly, she's not one to just sit in the back of the room. She goes, well, if you're going to have a food drive, let me show you something. Here's how I would do it.
She was pretty good about that.
Oh, man. And she'd have a plan, and by golly, get out of the way, because this is the way it's going to roll. And
she took the bull by the horns and just ran with it.
Absolutely. So fond memories, good times. Please come on out and help support the Hope for the Holidays Janusburg Food Drive all day tomorrow. 1717 Olympic Highway North, the Edward Jones office there. And you'll see Santa's helpers out there ringing the bells and asking for donations all day tomorrow. It's an annual event not to be missed. It takes just a few moments of your time, and you make a big, big difference to people who are a little less fortunate this holiday season. Dennis Leverage, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Dale.
Good luck tomorrow.
You
we'll
bet.
see you then.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Winter can be a hair-raising experience, especially for dry, staticky hair. We'll suggest a few remedies today on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
Bloated belly? Gas? Acid reflux? you could have pounds of rotting, rancid, toxic gunk clogging up your gut right now. And with all the processed food we're exposed to today, it's no wonder why. Fortunately, there's New Biotics, our first ever gunk buster for cleansing that toxic gunk out of your body. And right now, we're giving away a free trial to anyone who calls the following toll-free number, 1-800-983-4764. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. With pounds of toxic gunk clogging up your gut, it's no wonder you don't feel good. Made with natural ingredients, New Biotics is our first ever gunk buster scientifically designed to unclog your gut and cleanse that gunk from your body, flattening your belly and combating periodic bloating, excess gas, heartburn, and acid reflux. But hurry, call now for your free trial of New Biotics while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-983-4764. Call now for details. 1-800-983-4764. That's 1-800-983-4764.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Thursday, December 10th, the 344th day of the year. Poet Emily Dickinson was born on this day in 1830. If you've ever pulled a sweater over your head on a dry winter day, you know what a hair-raising experience it can be. Here's a recipe for a weekly conditioner that'll help tame those winter frizzies. Mix a few tablespoons of olive oil with a half cup of mayonnaise and massage into your hair and scalp. Wrap your hair in a plastic grocery bag and top it off with a towel for about 30 minutes. Then wash and rinse as usual. For a quick temporary treatment for staticky hair, keep a small spray bottle handy and spritz as needed. Or swipe your head with a dryer sheet. It works on laundry static. It'll work on your hair, too. That's the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Find more practical advice at almanac.com.
Art Bell has returned to radio with Midnight in the Desert, overnights during the week on KMAS Shelton, AM 1030, FM 103.3, and KMAS.com.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Karen Chase. Investigators are struggling to extract information from the smashed cell phones and hard drives of the San Bernardino shooters, but ABC's Lana Zach tells us it has not been easy.
Authorities are trying to unravel the information left behind by the San Bernardino killers, but are being stymied by encryption, says FBI Director James Comey.
There's no doubt that the use of encryption is part of terrorist tradecraft now. It is a feature of, especially of ISIL's tradecraft.
The FBI explained just how difficult it is to unravel encryption. In a different foiled plot, the FBI has been trying to decode more than 100 messages, but 6 months later, the FBI has still not cracked it. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
A conductor stepped off his train in Boston to check a problem, but before he could get back in, it started rolling and kept going through 3 stations before officials killed the power to stop it. It's being investigated as a case of possible safety tampering. The conductor is being treated for injuries. Protesters are back in the streets of Chicago today, calling for the resignation of Mayor Rahm Emanuel, despite his apology for the handling of the police shooting of a black teen.
What we've done today is just the start. So these will continue until we get justice.
Emanuel is still refusing to step down. Carol got the most Golden Globe nominations for movies, 5, including Best Picture. It's up against Joy, Spy, The Big Short, The Martian, and Trainwreck. Dennis Quaid announced Best Movie Actress nominees.
Many Israeli...
Jennifer Lawrence, Joy. Melissa McCarthy, Spy. Amy Schumer, Trainwreck. Maggie Smith, The Lady in the Van, and Lily Tomlin and Grandma.
Chipotle insists the E. coli and norovirus outbreaks are just unfortunate coincidences and not a reflection of bad practices. They say their health and safety standards exceed regulations. This is ABC News.
It's panic time. The boss just asked you when that new building will be completed, and you haven't even started yet. Well, don't panic. Call the name you know, General Steel. You've known General Steel for decades, and you know they'll save you about half the cost and about half the time of conventional construction. But did you know that General Steel has provided buildings for some of the biggest names in business and government? And did you know the General can provide pre-construction planning services for your total project? And I'll bet you didn't know you can get General Steel quality and save thousands. For example, a 40-foot by 60-foot building for under $22,000, or a 50 by 100 for under $35,000. That's right. 5,000 square feet for under $35,000, and all with General Steel's 50-year structural warranty. So don't panic. Call now and lock in some of the lowest prices this year. 888-98-STEEL. Call 888-98-STEEL today. Quick, the boss is coming. That's 888-987-8335.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump announced he's putting off his planned trip to Israel, saying he'll meet with the prime minister after he becomes president. ABC's Jordana Miller has reaction from Jerusalem.
Many Israeli politicians and Palestinian leaders are celebrating the news that Donald Trump has canceled his visit here to Israel. Nearly a third of Israeli lawmakers, Jews and Arabs, had signed a petition urging Netanyahu not to meet with the GOP presidential frontrunner. His proposal to ban Muslims from entering the U.S. outraged many, especially Arab citizens who make up 20% of Israel's population. For Netanyahu, the visit also carried a potential risk that he would be associated with Trump's position or any new unpredictable remarks. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
If you pull into a parking spot nose first, you're doing it all wrong. The AAA says backing out of a spot is far more dangerous for passing pedestrians, especially if you're backing out from between two big, blinding SUVs. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Shelton at SheltonHealthAndRehab.com.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Marilyn Foster. As of late yesterday afternoon, there were only about 10 customers left without power, and Mason PUD3 was in the mop-up stage in the restoration of electricity. PUD3 crews continued to make repairs in small, isolated areas. The weather station at Sanderson Field near Shelton registered a wind gust of 56 miles per hour early yesterday morning. The county was hammered by multiple lightning strikes in a thunderstorm that rolled through the region. Up to 700 total customers had their electrical service cut because of storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. The largest outages were in the Lake Cushman area, about 400 customers, and Island Lake, almost 200 customers. The after-school activity bus service will no longer be a general public service. The service is currently provided under a contract between the Shelton School District and Mason Transit Authority. It's operated by the Shelton School District using its school buses and drivers and then paid for by MTA. Back in November, the Shelton School District Board voted to end the contract. They will absorb the service into the school district's transportation provisions, which will serve only students of the school district. MTA will absorb the general public service into its existing operations. The superintendent of the Shelton School District, Dr. Alex Apostle, said this will not have any impact on the current after-school activity bus service for students. Toby Kevin and Barb Wiesa visited Daybreak to talk with the community about the fact that Parish Hall, that has served 40,000 dinners so far this year, almost 100 a day, is up for sale. They need to raise $200,000, and you can help. And a generous donor has made quite an offer.
I'm very interested in as many people donating as possible. It's like, for me, the numbers that are important is the number of people who say they want to support us. If it's $1, we want it. If it's $50, fine. 100. If it's 1,000. The thing that's happened that really leverages us this year is that a very generous donor has come forward. That person is willing to match donations up to a total of $100,000.
Amazing.
Shelton and Mason County, this is your building. This building is about serving people in the community. This is about the over 250 volunteers, all people in the community that have come together to serve the community in the building. This is your opportunity.
Send your tax-deductible gift to Community Lifeline Capital Campaign at KMAS.com. I'm Marilyn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3 and always on KMAS.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Your significant other says, we've got to redo the kitchen, and you break out into a cold sweat?
Well, don't worry. It's a common condition, something we call needless remodeling anxiety. And we've got the cure. Heck, we are the cure. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Whether you do it yourself or direct it yourself, we can help you keep your project on track and on budget.
So join us this weekend for the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
Saturdays at 10, Sundays at 7 on KMAS News Radio.
Here's a way for you to green up that heating bill of yours. That is save energy and save greenbacks. Go to archmechanical.com, learn about heat pumps and zone heating.
We're talking about heating and cooling equipment and systems designed to heat or cool your home. Listen, if you don't use all the rooms in your home, why heat or cool them? Check out archmechanical.com and learn more. And green up, archmechanical.com.
Pair of NBA division leaders meet up in Toronto and a Hail Mary in Detroit. Hi, everybody. Todd Ant reporting on sports. San Antonio's 4-game winning streak is over as the Raptors got past the Spurs 97-94 in a rare loss for San Antonio, now 18-5. In Detroit, it took a prayer from Grizzlies' Matt Barnes to pull off a road win in Detroit.
Rebound grab by Barnes. 3 seconds. Barnes heaves at half court. Oh, he made it. He made it from 45 feet with a second remaining.
On WMFS-FM, and the desperation three-point heave gave Memphis a 93-92 victory over the Pistons. Late comeback in Atlanta.
Bazemore saves it, shoots the three, and makes it. And Kent Bazemore with the three-pointer.
On WCNN, Paul Millsap scored 20 points in Atlanta's 98-95 decision over Dallas. The Clippers picked up their third consecutive win.
Heather Griffin makes the catch. Oh, my! It's not a dunk, but he grabs the ball at the dotted line and in one motion turns to the rim and lays it in.
On KFWB, Blake Griffin had 21 points, 14 rebounds. J.J. Redick, a season-high 31, and the Clippers 109-95 trouncing of the Bucks in Milwaukee. College hoops, top-ranked Michigan State was an easy winner.
And Dyke Kappa circled Ellis for another three ball. He got it! That's 2 in a row for Alvin Ellis.
On the Spartans Radio Network, Michigan State ripped Maryland Eastern Shore 78-35, and number 2 Kansas checks in with a win.
Diallo does flush it home.
On ESPN, Sheck Diallo with 12 points, and Kansas improved to 7-1 by slamming Holy Cross 92-59. Busy at the winter meetings, the Mets trade for Pirates second baseman Neil Walker in exchange for lefty John Neese. Here's Mets assistant general manager John Ricco.
A guy we had on our short list, but didn't know if he'd be available. He fits on a lot of different levels. Switch hitter. He's got some power. A real good fit for our team, and we're pretty happy to have him.
Second baseman Chase Utley and the Dodgers finalized a one-year contract. The Giants and free agent pitcher Jeff Samardzija agreed on a 5-year contract, and the Mariners acquired first baseman Adam Lind from the Brewers for minor league pitchers. Todd Ant, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3, and streaming audio and video this morning on KMAS.com. A good Thursday. Welcome to the 10th day of December 2015 in the year of our Lord. We're getting more Christmassy all the time, and all we need is we need some antlers or something for the ball players. That's the only thing.
Mm-hmm. Getting there. Something's going on.
Yeah. We need maybe hang some jingle bells from our earlobes or something.
Wow. I used to have, remember those? I had earmuffs that were Christmas trees.
Yeah.
And I wore them at the old
I remember
times
those.
that we were at the Hope for the Holidays food drive.
Yeah.
I wonder, those were awful.
Where are those? Your wife probably threw those away when you got married.
You know she did. No, she did.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay, big game coming up for the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday in Baltimore against the Ravens.
Yeah.
And Matt Schaub is the starting quarterback. He's the backup starting quarterback. And if he goes down, he's a little wobbly right now. He's got sore ribs and whatever. And so he may not make it. So Jimmy Clausen will get the nod.
Okay.
Third string quarterback. Joe Flacco's out. He's done for the year. ACL, MCL, all that, all in one mop-up stupid play, 3 plays from the end of the game, and some guy crunched him. So
I heard the MCL is more painful than an ACL tear.
Yeah, and it's just there, and he had both. So Baltimore's way short of good ball players this year, and their season's pretty much, they got 4 wins and 8 losses. They are a tough team. They're a good team, but they've lost some very critical players along the way. That all being said, John Harbaugh's the coach. You know that he's going to be focused in and probably has a little bit of inside scoop on Seattle due to his brother being Jim.
Yeah.
And so it's a challenge for Seattle. It's a 10 o'clock start. It's in Baltimore. It's not going to be a cakewalk. We'd love to duplicate our efforts from last weekend, how we flexed our muscles against the Vikings. But, man, we'll see. Big challenge for Seattle this Sunday. Tonight, there is NFL football on the radio for you, and we've got it for you. Starting at 5 o'clock, it's the Minnesota Vikings, whom we vanquished last weekend.
Yes.
They are like, man, these guys in the NFC West, they're tough. Now they go to the league leader, and that is your Arizona Cardinals in Arizona, and we'll have the game for you at 5 o'clock this afternoon. And has the in that. I'm going to try to get in Houston against the Texans, who were on a 4-game winning streak until they stubbed their toe last week. And then Monday Night Football, the Giants and the Dolphins in a race to the end there. Mariners, I don't know if they're done yet. The winter meetings continue. Jerry DiPoto is your superstar. He is trading like nobody's business. Adam Lind, the latest addition to the Mariners squad, 32-year-old first baseman. Not bad. He's a left-handed hitting first baseman, 277 for a batting average last year, 20 home runs, 87 ribbies. Just under contract for 1 year, $8 million, and then he'll be a free agent. And he says, I've always enjoyed playing in Seattle. I was fortunate to watch Edwin Encarnacion when I was there, and manager Scott Service is got high expectations going into spring training. Pitchers and catchers all arrive in early February for all that, and then the long baseball season begins. So that's sports news for you this time around. Just like he has a dynamic weather forecast.
Yeah, 46 right now. We're seeing a little bit of rain in the form of mist currently. Had 3/4 of an inch yesterday at Sanderson Field. Today, looking to be about a 1/2 inch of rain, and 50 the high, 45 tomorrow, 1/4 inch. Big rain day. Whoa, my stepmom Marnie was down at the Tumwater Falls Park at the brewery.
Yeah.
What? It was massive. See if I can find that picture.
Yeah,
share it
the
on our
waterfall
Facebook.
itself was just
Kaiser and I almost went to look, but he fell asleep in the car on the way. I didn't want to wake him up. Be a whole rigmarole.
Yeah,
But
you just lock the door and leave them in there and go see, and then come back. Leave my sleeping baby for a few minutes just to go see them.
I'm just taking it. Hey, I'm in the
It's
press.
Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email, or Facebook. Now, from where I-5 takes a sharp left toward Portland, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
And that's exactly where all that rain at the Deschutes River, right by the old brewery, showed up. Man, it was a mess down there.
There's messes everywhere, my friend. Devastation. State of emergency declared by the governor.
Sure.
And for good reason. I mean, and there's still rivers over flood stage. Just about every river is over flood stage. Streams and creeks. These are now rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you get your underwater tributaries poking out through the side hills, too. That's the thing that keeps you concerned. So far, we've had our share of outages, but no, I hate to even say it, so no big major mudslides covering 2 lanes of traffic on 101. Yeah, wood, knock on wood, ouch. But I'll tell you what, we're not out of it yet. This is not going to be a bad day today or even the next couple of days. Yeah. But there's just a parade, I think is the term. There's a parade of storms coming across the Pacific Ocean. So we're not completely clear of everything yet. Whether it's as bad as what we've just encountered remains to be seen. I don't know. This weekend looks to be pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Saturday will be wet, but other than that, we're doing good. Today's just the 10th. And after yesterday, the first 9 days of the month, almost 6 inches of rain at SeaTac.
Wow.
That is the wettest first 9 days in December on record.
Is it really?
And more rain throughout the day.
That is a lot of rain.
Those storms that started on the 30th is when that all kind of began. Pretty darn amazing.
Yeah, no kidding.
817 at KMAS, KMAS.com. Wait, that's not the right one.
Well, do they know it's Christmas?
Who knows it's Christmas?
Okay. Now these guys
are going somewhere.
These guys got potential. Get him on the cover of Tiger Beat. Where's my cigar?
Tiger Beat. To the moon! You guys are going to the moon. It's the Monkees.
1966, kids. I'm a believer.
Then I saw her face.
Now
I'm a
there we
believer.
go. Monkees, can you name them? Davy Jones.
Peter Tork.
Mickey Dolenz.
Mike Nesmith.
We got them all. That's it. 5. That's awesome. Which one wore the little stocking cap?
Mike Nesmith.
Yeah, Jeff, you are a monkey-ite.
I watched the Monkees on Nickelodeon.
That would appeal to you
when I came home from school.
Fast trade, chase
the Benny Hill kind of stuff.
Yeah, Benny Hill stuff.
Oh, I love the Monkees growing up. My mom is a huge monkey-ack.
Monkey-ack.
If that's a word.
She probably had a couple of copies of Tiger Beat.
I'm sure she did. I'm a believer.
There.
What other good songs came out here? Good Vibrations hit #1 on the charts on the same day.
Yeah, so it was the Beach Boys and the Monkees going at it, battling back and forth. Oh, my gosh. John Lennon made his first solo appearance without the Beatles in 1968 on this date. And let's see what else has happened. Donny Osmond made his debut on the Andy Williams Show with his brothers.
63.
Little Donnie, the cute one.
Boy, he must have been just nothing. Like 5.
Oh, man. And this was huge, Jeff. I can't even begin to tell you. Disco fever was ramping up.
Do you have a white suit?
I did not have the complete white deal, no. But Bee Gees ruled.
Yeah, they did.
They ruled 1977. And Staying Alive, there was that one. The Most Beautiful Girl from Charlie Rich was a big hit in the early 70s on this date. And Billy Paul had the #1 song in 72, Me and Mrs. Jones.
Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Northwest Real Estate Shelton, and Gateway Property Management would like to wish their friends, families, and clients a warm and happy holiday season, and we look forward to serving you in the new year.
At this special time of the year, a special message from your friends at Whitney's Chevrolet. May the miracle of Christmas bring thoughts of joy and peace. Happy holidays and best wishes for the new year from Whitney's Chevrolet.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
I feel right at home on JohnLScott.com.
Hi, this is Dawn Pinnell from John L. Scott Real Estate here in Shelton. For a while now, I have been saying welcome home and sharing with you some great listings and some hopefully educational and interesting items of riveting radio real estate topics. We're moving our time slot to Friday at 8:55, right at the end of the morning show with Jeff and Dale. I hope you will continue to listen and that you will contact me with any of your real estate needs. I would love to help you say, I'm home.
This New Year's Eve, Lucky Eagle Casino invites you to the hottest and coolest party in the Pacific Northwest. Our theme this year is Fire and Ice, complete with amazing decor, roving live entertainment, classic midnight balloon drop, and more. Plus, we'll have hourly drawings for $500 in free play from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Exciting games, live entertainment, and terrific prizes New Year's Eve at Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel, I-5 to exit 88, Rochester, Washington, where you belong.
Ed, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
Oh, God, they're poetry, More than you even know.
Thanks, Louie.
Louie. All right, the big EDC Quinn County, all 5 counties here in the southwest portion of the state are all converging at the Great Wolf Lodge this morning as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds and hundreds of folks who are tied with economic development, concerned about, participate in, have an opinion, whatever. Entrepreneurs, Jeff.
Yes.
Hundreds of them wanting to start up their own kind of business, dance to their own song. I love it. That's the American way. I thought it quite... So if you are an entrepreneur and you're listening this morning, you've been kind of stumbling out of the blocks, been giving it a try, your wife keeps tapping her toes, going, when are you going to give this up? Go get a real job. Well, it'll be okay, honey. I believe in this. And you're working on it and you're focused and it's just not taking off like the way you thought. I've got a great success story here for you.
Okay.
All right. It was on this very day, the 10th day of December, 1792. The Insurance Corporation of North America offered the first life insurance policy in the United States.
Wow.
The company soon discovered nobody was dying to buy life insurance. As a matter of fact, only 6 policies were sold in the first 5 years. So don't give up your dreams, because I can't even venture to guess how many life insurance policies are sold every minute of every day now.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that something? And that was a long time ago.
Sure.
And life wasn't very long in those days.
No.
Hurry, sign this.
Hurry, sign this.
And then get into
coughing.
that 3rd grade class like you were supposed to.
Anybody that's coughing, get over here quick, sign this.
Yeah. One cough and you're gone. You're out of here.
Got the Black Plague.
And the first issue of Playboy, the last issue of Playboy is coming out today. First issue came out today in 1953. On the cover,
Marilyn
Monroe. What the first magazine did not feature was an issue date. Hugh wasn't really sure if he'd have reason to print a second one. Another entrepreneur success story. He was unsure whether I'm putting a naked girl in a magazine. I'm going to catch hell for this. People are going to probably blackball me from the country. And the next thing you know, hey, where can I get another copy of that?
It's like the number.
You guys are going to do another one, aren't you?
The most popular guy that it's the most popular magazine no one's ever admitted to buying.
Right. I don't have one.
I've never heard of it. What is it? Playboy.
Playboy.
Interesting.
So some interesting stories there of real life perseverance.
All right. So we have been told to us that there are some heavy weather conditions that are affecting the roadways all up and down the great state of Washington.
Corridor,
Trying to get a handle on these so we can make sure we give you with the most alerts here. Do you know where Bow, Washington is? Beautiful Bow, Washington.
Beautiful this time of year.
The southbound lane, I-5 South at Bow Hill Road in beautiful Bow, Washington. It's closing today. They've got a guardrail repair.
Oh, boy, that'll do it. That'll shut down the roads there in Bow.
Not sure what I'm doing here. And we'll continue to find some of these. Carol's got a whole list. We'll get her to come in and tell us what's going on.
But we do know down just north of Portland on I-5 in Washington, Clark County area, there's a lot. There you go. That's what you're looking for. Traffic alerts.
Yep.
So we've got, Highway 12 both directions. If you saw some pictures yesterday, my word, devastating stuff going on there. They got mudslides, and that sort of thing. So
let's see. So 12, right? I-5
directions.
Northbound, mud rock slide. I-5 north at milepost 23.
Okay, and expect delays there.
Near the center.
Yeah. So US 101 eastbound at milepost 238 near Log Dump Road.
Yikes.
You say Log Dump Road around these parts, and every county is looking. Well, get the map out. Where's that? We got to have one of those.
I'm sure we do.
Or 2 or 3.
This is kind of up near the Port Angeles area for that one.
Man.
We'll continue. The weather did cause a lot of slides. We'll continue to talk about those for you. So if you need to get anywhere, that you'll probably need to take a little extra time.
Okay, the little boy and Old Yeller, Jeff.
Kurt Russell. I don't know.
No, just a few years older than Kurt. Tommy Kirk.
Okay.
Tommy Kirk, and he was a big Disney child star.
Yeah, that's why I thought Kurt
Swiss Family Robinson, Old Yeller, 74 today. How about that? Susan Day from the Partridge Family and L.A. Law.
Sure.
63, Kenneth Branagh.
I always liked him.
He's a good actor.
Him and Emma Thompson.
He is the speed limit now. He's 55.
Bobby Flay, celebrity chef, is 51.
He is a celebrity chef, isn't he? Crazy man. And the late Emily Dickinson wrote more than 1,700 poems, 1,000 during the Civil War. She must have been, like, ditched during this. She was hurt or something.
We got to check the stocks.
And Michael Clark Duncan, the Green Mile actor.
Oh, yeah.
Was born in this state in 1956.
I'm looking out in the lobby as well. Before we get to the morning stock numbers, Mike Patty is out there.
Come on back, Mike.
All right. Good morning
He doesn't
from
need
Edward
a
Jones.
Good morning, guys. This is Sherry.
How you doing, Sherry?
Doing good.
Sherry, how you doing? What happened to Sherry speaking? Okay, never mind. Sorry, I've had too much coffee this morning.
That's all right.
Sherry, what's going on with Wall Street this morning?
Well, this morning, the U.S. stocks are trading higher after 3 straight days of losses, even as oil prices continue to go lower, and investors await a rate hike decision by the U.S. Federal Reserve. In economic news, the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits rose to a 5-month high last week. Investors now look forward to reports on retail sales and produced prices scheduled to release tomorrow. Treasuries are mostly higher in early trading, with a 5-year slightly off. So far this morning in the S&P 500, the best sector is energy, while the worst is utilities. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 128.31 at 17,620. The Standard & Poor's 500 Index is up 13.33 at 2,060. The NASDAQ Index is up 24.96 at 5,047. This morning, volume at the New York Stock Exchange is moderate, with 205.60 million shares traded. Advancers are outnumbering decliners by roughly a 3-2 margin. In commodity markets, gold is up 20 cents to $1,072.98. Silver is up a penny to $14.17. Crude oil prices are down 26 cents to $36.90. And 23%. In our local stocks, we have Amazon that is down $1.21. Costco is up $3.15. Boeing is up $2.05. Starbucks is down 35 cents. And Microsoft is up 50 cents. This is Sherry at Edward Jones, member of the SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial service. You can reach us at 1051 Southeast State Route 3 in Shelton here, or call me at 426-4590. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Marilyn Foster. As of late yesterday afternoon, there were only about 10 customers left without power, and Mason PUD3 was in the mop-up stage in the restoration of electricity. PUD3 crews continued to make repairs in small, isolated areas. The weather station at Sanderson Field near Shelton registered a wind gust of 56 miles per hour early yesterday morning. The county was hammered by multiple lightning strikes in a thunderstorm that rolled through the region. Up to 700 total customers had their electrical service cut because of storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. The largest outages were in the Lake Cushman area, about 400 customers, and Island Lake, almost 200 customers. The after-school activity bus service will no longer be a general public service. The service is currently provided under a contract between the Shelton School District and Mason Transit Authority. It's operated by the Shelton School District using its school buses and drivers and then paid for by MTA. Back in November, the Shelton School District Board voted to end the contract. They will absorb the service into the school district's transportation provisions, which will serve only students of the school district. MTA will absorb the general public service into its existing operations. The superintendent of the Shelton School District, Dr. Alex Apostle, said this will not have any impact on the current after-school activity bus service for students. Toby Kevin and Barb Wiesa visited Daybreak to talk with the community about the fact that Parish Hall, that has served 40,000 dinners so far this year, almost 100 a day, is up for sale. They need to raise $200,000, and you can help. And a generous donor has made quite an offer.
I'm very interested in as many people donating as possible. It's like, for me, the numbers that are important is the number of people who say they want to support us. If it's $1, we want it. If it's $50, fine. 100. If it's 1,000. The thing that's happened that really leverages us this year is that a very generous donor has come forward. That person is willing to match donations up to a total of $100,000.
Amazing.
Shelton and Mason County, this is your building. This building is about serving people in the community. This is about the over 250 volunteers, all people in the community that have come together to serve the community in the building. This is your opportunity.
Send your tax-deductible gift to Community Lifeline Capital Campaign, P.O. Box 698, Shelton, Washington, 98584. You can also find that address along with the full interview on the Daybreak page at KMAS.com. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3 and always on KMAS.com.
Ascend Roofing Company in Shelton's on time. Roofing work.
It's been a handshake. You did what you said you would, and that's all anyone can expect.
We truly appreciate the work that was done. And your son Ryan is a wonderful representative of your company. Thank you again for making the gutters clean and our roof moss resistant.
You could be the next happy customer by calling Ascend Roofing, 868-2730.
Hi, this is Alex Jones on KMAS News Radio. I live a cloak and dagger life, and I'm not looking for trouble. I'm not looking for revolution. I just want my republic back. I want my Bill of Rights back. I want due process back. I don't want special interest shining us on to tens of trillions of dollars that aren't our debt and sinking the republic. And there's all these enemy programs trying to misrepresent who we are and what we say because the government listens to us. Good people in the military, in the Congress, in the state houses.
Just something. All right. Good morning to you for News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3, and audio and video this morning on KMAS.com. 8:36 on your Thursday, not as wet as past mornings, but still some rain coming down.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll get to all that here in a moment. Sports notes for you. We've got football tonight, Vikings and Cardinals at 5. High school sports from the High Climber Nation. Bowling at Westside Lanes, hosting Central Kitsap this afternoon at 3. And swimming at Wilson this afternoon at 3:30. Mariners, boy, 9 trades in the first 3 days of the winter meetings. Whatever the Mariners will be, they will be different.
They will definitely be different.
They will not be the same old Mariners. Now, there'll be 3 or 4 guys you'll recognize on the team, but the rest of them, man, wholesale changes everywhere. New first baseman will be Adam Lind, L-I-N-D, 32-year-old acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers. He had about 270, 20 home runs, pretty good hitter, and a real good defensive guy. 3 teenaged minor league pitchers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, something. We traded for him, 1-year deal, and just goodbye to Daniel Masaki, Carlos Herrera, and Freddie Peralta. The next time you hear them, they'll probably be going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, or just no-hitters or something in New York.
So there is that. Meanwhile, of course, the Seahawks getting ready for their 10 a.m. flex schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the ones that got flummoxed on the flex in Baltimore against the Ravens. And not an easy game. Don't look past the Ravens. They are a good team, just really decimated with injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got a good coach and a good system there, and still a pretty stout defense to contend with. 8 o'clock in the morning, we begin our coverage on Sunday, 10 o'clock kickoff for the Seahawks, looking for win number 5 in a row. Is that correct? I think so. And they haven't played this good since their win over Denver in the Super Bowl.
That's true.
To me, I think this is the best they've played since the Super Bowl victory. So awesome stuff. That's sports. Jeff, weather?
Yeah, South Sound forecast and a good morning to you. It is Daybreak here at KMAS. 3/4 to half-inch of rain still throughout the day and about 50. Quarter-inch tomorrow. Saturday, again, the wet. 1.25 likely. Sunday will dry out. And again, currently here at KMAS, it's 46.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line by email or Facebook. Now from Shelton's Media Row, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak here at KMAS, and we are really happy to have in studio for us to focus on Shelton, brought to you by our Community Credit Union. Mike Patty's in studio. Hi, Mike.
Central Mason Fire EMS.
Very good. Very good. Took us 4 years, Dale.
And I didn't look at any cue cards or nothing.
No. How cool.
Man.
It's great.
Mr. Patty, how are you today?
Great. Thanks for having me this morning.
Oh, our pleasure. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I love coming over here and talking with you guys.
Yeah, and we love having you here. And what's the fallout for a fire department during these stormy times? I mean, PUD, we know they go out and they fix the power lines. You guys don't do that.
No, but we do go out on the trees that come down across the power lines and across the roadways. Spend a lot of time doing that, going out checking the flooded areas.
Yeah.
Been a lot of that.
Been busy the last few days this week?
Very busy.
I can only imagine. And we've been, I think, there's been power outages, certainly, but for as intense of a storm that we've been experiencing here these few days, fairly unscathed. I mean, not any huge big mudslides, again, knock on wood, not huge road closures for long periods of time or any of that action, at least so far.
So far, yeah, we've, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Obviously, and we're aware of that. I think that they keep calling this the parade of storms. Is that what they're saying? So I guess there's more still coming in.
Yeah, we had a couple. Now we're in the middle of it, I think. And there's a two more on the end.
And then with Saturday, with the 1.25 inches of rain that you're talking about, things are really, really wet out there.
Oh, my word.
Ground is saturated, and it doesn't take much of a breeze right now to blow a tree off into the power lines.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate thing. And we are so wet now, and the ground is so loosened up. Again, not much to change the way things are right now.
Right. In August, when I was in talking to you folks, we're praying for rain. We just, a drop of rain would be so much. And it's kind of like, okay, we get it.
We got it.
We got the rain now. Thanks. Kind of throttle back.
Maybe we all wished too hard.
Maybe
Everybody
so.
wished together.
Maybe so.
Let's wish for a little bit of a back.
Just
some happy medium.
Yeah, just back off just a hair would be helping.
Oh,
Mike, do you have any idea, and this could be more for a tree expert, but when you see a tree out there, you're talking about the saturation levels, how deep is the root structure on many of the trees around here? Is it a foot down is where kind of the roots go? I'm just thinking on the winds to knock these things over.
Yeah, I'm no expert on trees by any stretch of the imagination, but and I don't know which species of trees have the deep root wad as opposed to the narrow and flattened out. But we're seeing trees of all species coming down.
Sure.
And it doesn't take high winds just because the ground is so saturated.
Yeah.
I remember a couple years ago, and I think it was because of a collision or a train thing that happened, but there was a car driving and power lines came down either on the car or right in front of the car. Now, if you're driving and something like that happens, what do you do?
Stay in the car.
Okay.
The best place to be is staying in the vehicle, because if your wheels down, wheels are on the road, you're insulated.
You're grounded.
Right. As soon as you step off, the chance of you being energized is really, really high. And PUD will tell you that. PUD will say, stay in the vehicle. And when we get there, if you're still in the car, we'll tell you, stay there. As soon as the lines are de-energized, we can take care of you.
Okay. Yeah. You can make your phone call from there. Then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Your 911 call.
Yep. Exactly.
Especially since you're not driving at that particular time.
I don't think you get a texting while driving citation on top of everything else.
For those who are listening and watching this morning, let's talk about the size of Central Mason now, because things have changed over the years. People would like to probably know, what area are you guys responsible for now geographically?
Central Mason Fire and EMS takes up what was known before as Mason County Fire District number 5. And now we contract with the city of Shelton for fire protection.
Okay.
So we absorb the city of Shelton and go north on Highway 3 to as far as North Mason High School.
Yeah.
Mason High School and their transportation office. Their transportation office is actually in the District 2, the Regional Fire Authority. So we respond jointly to North Mason's complex.
Yeah.
It works out for both of us. We take in Lake Limerick, we take in Shorecrest, we take in Timber Lakes, take in Lakeland. Village.
All those areas.
That's all within Fire District 5.
So literally Central Mason. I mean,
it's Central Mason, 156 square miles.
Wow.
We have 11 stations. 3 of them are staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Although the guys are out of quarters more often than they're in quarters anymore. We're set to run just about 5,600 calls this year, which is up, what would we say, 17%, I think, from last year.
How many did you say this year? 50?
About 5,600.
Man.
What's the predominant?
100 calls a day or a week.
It's up there, about 15 runs a day.
What's the theme for over? I mean, that's a lot of calls. And is it more than last year?
Oh yeah, we'll surpass last year by far. And the majority of the calls, like any place else in the United States that does a fire EMS capacity, is medical. Almost 80% of our calls, over 80% of our calls are medical. We have paramedics at the Allen station. We have paramedics at the Lake Limerick station, and then as often as we can, we'll have a paramedic with a firefighter here in the city.
Man, and these kind of events keep you guys all jumping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And numbers of staff.
We have in the career staff, we have 25. There's 2 chiefs. There's myself and Chief McKern. We have 1 administrative person at this time and a volunteer clerical person as well. And we have about 40 volunteer firefighters on the department. And being a volunteer firefighter is it's a lot of work for people. And the volunteer numbers in the United States wide is dropping because the training requirements on the firefighter and the liabilities to the agency require that they have to have almost the same training as career firefighters.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
For somebody having a life and trying to work for a living and then try to have a family life, it's really difficult. But we certainly appreciate everybody who comes out and works with us as volunteer firefighters. So we couldn't do the job without them.
It seems like there are more volunteer firefighters than there are volunteers in the police department. Is there ever going to be a time, or was there a time when those were fully staffed 24/7 with people who were commissioned fire folk? Or
no, a matter of fact, the numbers of career folks rise because of the volunteer numbers declining. And as the departments get busier, back in the 30s when the volunteer fire departments started up around here, most everybody were farmers, and they would jump off their tractor, jump off their horses when the fire whistle blew, and go down to the fire station and pick up a rig and do what needed to be done. You can't do that anymore when you're running 14, 15 calls a day.
Right.
You can only ask people to do so much. So
yeah, always put to your limits, aren't you?
It's fun. Every day's an adventure.
Man, oh man. If somebody's listening and wants to know more about volunteer opportunities with Central Mason, how could they find out more?
Well, they can call the station, 360-426-5533. My direct number to my desk is 432-5170, and I'd be happy to talk to anybody about being a volunteer firefighter.
Very cool. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Good stuff. Okay, so hopefully you'll come by and visit with us before the next drought starts.
that would be nice.
Okay.
One thing I'd like to ask people before I get on out of here is we're in the middle of Christmas, getting ready for Christmas.
Yes, sir.
And Christmas tree safety. Every year we come in and we have a discussion about it. And I just like to tell people, if you're using the fresh trees, make a fresh cut, make sure they're really well watered, keep them away from heat sources, and make sure that you don't overload them with lights and that to cause an electrical problem.
Be cognizant of where you put candles during the holiday season.
Yes.
And make sure you do extinguish your candles before you go to sleep.
Please. That
What
would
else?
be very
Heat.
nice.
It's not cold during this storm, but it will be cold this winter.
Yes, it will be. And the heat will dry the tree out as well as exposing it to an ignition source.
Yeah. And they dry out really fast.
Very fast. You'd be surprised, a whole bucket of water in a 24-hour period. Make sure you keep it filled every day.
Keep it filled up.
We were talking with Carol the other day about fake trees and real trees and what people do to make their real trees last longer. And some of the things that we had talked about were like spraying them with hairspray. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember the conversation.
So that's probably not
Have you ever heard of that?
I'd never heard of the hairspray. I know that people can get the flocking, the artificial snow.
Yeah.
And that acts as a bit of a retardant. But there's chemicals you can put in the water that will prolong the life of the tree.
Okay.
As long as you have a fresh cut when you put it in the water.
So, and a fresh cut. So if you cut tree, or you go to a lot and bring it home, you want to put another new fresh cut yourself on that tree before you put it in the
Correct.
stand.
And then stick it in water while you're getting it ready to decorate, bring in the house and decorate.
It won't be quite as shocking to the tree itself.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Good stuff indeed. Be careful hanging your decorations here in the next week or so.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get a couple of calls about that. I
People falling off the roof or falling off ladders every year. So just please be careful.
I think that's great advice. Be careful. And alternative heating sources if the weather gets real cold and you're worrying about your bill or whatever. Now, right now, there's no burn ban for fireplaces, regular fireplaces, and that sort of thing.
Right. The burning regulations right now are as normal in the city as well as in the county. And I brought in some pamphlets when I talked to Jerry earlier in the week to put on the table out front. If people want to know what the burning regulations are in the city or in the county, we've got pamphlets at the station and we've got pamphlets out here at your table now.
All right. Terrific. Good. Forth.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Great to see you.
Have a great day.
Our Community Credit Union sponsors the Focus on Shelton this and every week. It's 8:51. We'll take a break, come back, start to wrap things up here on Daybreak.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
If you're on the hunt for some fast holiday cash, you'll find big bucks at our Community Credit Union. It's our job as your trusted financial partner to provide fast access to cash when you need it most. With a Holiday Quick Bucks loan, you'll enjoy $1,200 for holiday shopping, winter travels, or whatever you wish. $1,200 at 9.95 annual percentage rate on a 12-month term. Apply online at OURCU.com or visit a branch in Shelton, Union, McClary, Elma, Montesano, and Vashon. The hunt is over. Find big bucks at our Community Credit Union today.
iFiber Communications, the fastest internet provider in Washington State, has just opened their doors here in Mason County and got their first local customers signed up. James, tell me about your experience.
From the first time I learned of iFiber to the day I got hooked up, even now, I felt that my fiber connection and the service given to me have been the #1 most important job to every member of the iFiber team. And not just because I was first in line with my nose pressed up to the glass waiting for a company to take my money.
What differences have you noticed?
I get what I pay for. With non-fiber solutions, you're paying up to the top and never get a constant number anywhere near that top. With fiber, you certainly do. With iFiber, you get it at a competitive and affordable price.
Why should others sign up for iFiber Internet?
Well, iFiber has made a commitment to Mason County. They're working hard to bring fast speeds to everyone at an affordable price. And now with phones and television, your bill will be all in one place with no hidden fees or sudden price changes to surprise you month to month like other all-in-one service providers.
Get signed up for iFiber Communications today by calling 360-427-4000 or visit iFiber.tv for more information.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
To begin, let me say I look forward to our brief encounter.
Me too.
The search for great value led me to you. When I mix and match, great value will be mine. And to that you say...
What would you like?
Yes!
Now, don't just get value at McDonald's, own it. Get 2 of your favorite tastes for just $5 on the new McPick 2 menu, like the sausage McMuffin with egg and a strawberry banana smoothie. Value is back at McDonald's. Own it. Prices and participation may vary. Price of single item posted on menu board. You answered all your emails by noon. Get a freshly prepared Egg McMuffin. Actually left work on time? Then get yourself a savory sausage McMuffin with egg. You saw the weirdest midnight movie. Well, get a delicious sausage burrito. With McDonald's all-day breakfast menu, you can get delectable breakfast tastes anytime. Egg McMuffin, hotcakes and sausage and more. It's time to start enjoying the breakfast you love whenever you want. Just listen to a radio commercial, get some golden hash browns. McDonald's all-day breakfast menu varies by location.
Hi, this is Hindu, Dave Henderson from the Seattle Mariners. You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
All right, good morning to you. It's 8:54 here at KMAS. About 3.5 minutes left in the show. We'll have the old farmer in here and the news at 9. Tom Hartman after that. And Thursday night football tonight.
Thursday night football tonight. We have high school football action for you on KMAS.com tomorrow night. Video stream.
Basketball.
What did I say?
Football.
Oh, basketball. Shelton High Climbers. Lady Climbers.
I was always told, and if you're watching the video, you know, you're seeing what I'm doing right here. You shoot the basketball, and if you do this with your hand, it's going to go in.
Sure, that's exactly right. That's good. Somebody gave you good advice there. Did that work for you?
No. I shoot like 0.02% from the line. Carol's going to come in here. She's been busting our chops all morning. And Jeff and Dale, you know there's some traffic.
Let me just say there's a weather extreme weather page on our weather page. We have Twitter feeds from our partners, Mason County Sheriff, the Mason County PUD 1 and 3, the State Patrol, Mason Transit, and WASDOT, Washington Department of Transportation. So all those people, we've got constant feeds for the latest and the greatest on what's going on the Twitter world.
That's true. And speaking of PUD, Colony Surf to Hamma
it depends.
Road out of power. Crews were headed out that way about 15 minutes ago.
I know the neighborhood well.
Yes,
okay,
you do.
Very
So
good. Right.
PUD 1 knows it. They're on the way. And then we just have a bunch of DOT traffic information on our Twitter feed on the alerts page. But I have listed all the major road closures that I know of on I-5 down by Woodland.
There's a lot of traveling goes on this month.
There is a lot of traveling going on. Yeah, and it's Thursday, so it's near weekend. So people want to head down and do some shopping.
Grandma
maybe.
might live down in
Portland or something. Yeah. So, and if you're going over the pass, you will probably have to take Snoqualmie.
Oh, or you can go down to Portland and go along the river.
That's true. Well, if you can get down to Portland, because it's, I-5's having a tough time right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
So on our alerts page, we have all that listed. I try to keep it updated as much as I can. So, plus the Mason County road closures also. I see you guys have a lot of
got lots. No throw
How
down.
many tweets?
Treats.
The treat. We have a treat list for.
We could build a mountain of treats, or we could try to consume every treat that hits the studio.
Oh man, that's
I got
I'm the only one that my eyes light up when all these sweets come in here.
No, that's not true.
You guys created a little more of a narrow space here. So if you guys eat all this, I don't know.
We're not going
to be able to fit back.
Yeah.
We'll just be stuck here the whole rest of the time.
That's a good point.
No, we got some great treats from our friends to the station, Rachel and Patty, Kevin as well. And thank you so much. You saw them at the First Friday ceremonies as everybody was out there singing.
I to say hi and said that, and warned me that goodies were on the way.
Goodies were on the way. Don't eat breakfast.
Lunch or dinner.
Since last weekend.
No, I think so. What's going on, Carol? What else is going on?
Weather obviously is the big thing.
Oh.
Well, we have our city stories on our website, also on the front page. And we also have if you're on the front page.
No, you can.
Oh, okay.
A couple more seconds.
We have the Daybreak on the front page now. You guys have probably already mentioned that, but it's on the front page of the website, above the fold. So you can find Dell and Jeff in their smiling faces, and then you can rewatch it again and again.
Oh, all day long.
Listen to Daybreak with
Have a great day
on KMAS News Radio.
Winter can be a hair-raising experience, especially for dry, staticky hair. We'll suggest a few remedies today on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
Bloated belly? Gas? Acid reflux? You could have pounds of rotting, rancid, toxic gunk clogging up your gut right now. And with all the processed food we're exposed to today, it's no wonder why. Fortunately, there's New Biotics, our first ever gut and right free number 1-800-983-4764. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. With pounds of toxic gunk clogging up your gut, it's no wonder you don't feel good. Made with natural ingredients, New Biotics is our first ever gunk buster, scientifically designed to unclog your gut and cleanse that gunk from your body, flattening your belly and combating periodic bloating, excess gas, heartburn, and acid reflux. But hurry, call now for your free trial of New Biotics.